Oh, hi there. 40th stream so far. The time has flown by. Can't believe it's been this many, since starting in December. I have played a bunch of shogi. I'd like to think that I have improved a bit. I'd like to think. I don't know if I actually have. And met a lot of cool people and reinforced that some other cool people actually are really cool people. So it's been awesome. And one thing I've been thinking about doing here has been to experiment with time controls. We've talked about time controls before. We've talked about clocks. I recently found out that the AGA, which is, I believe it's the American Go Association, the Baduk, Wei Chi game, they apparently have switched or will be switching to Fischer from traditional Byoyomi. And I know Abema has had some shogi events that are in Fisher time, and some shogi pros I've seen. I can't remember which ones it was in particular, if it was Nakamura or Itoshin or others, but they've experimented with Fisher. And the Meijin Sen clock that I have, that sort of big sort of iconic Casio talking shogi clock, it has Fisher control support. It is limited support in general for different time controls, but Fisher is one of them. So in chess, it's taken over a lot, especially the online world. Delay is also still played quite often over the board, but in chess, as far as I know, we just call it increment. So Fisher was the famous 1972, I want to say, world champion from the United States who beat the Soviets. And the time control is sort of named after him. But as far as I know, in the chess world, we just call it increment. Yet in the Go and Shogi world, they call it Fisher, which is just kind of interesting. But hey, Gust One, how you doing? Yeah, so I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to I'd like to play slow, especially coming off of last night where I played the 10-minute sort of blitz shogi. I as usual, I kind of go in cycles, and I want to slow it down. So I'm going to try to figure out what is a slow time control using Fisher time controls for shogi. And I think I'll start maybe a little bit on the high. I've been thinking a lot about it this morning, and I think I'll start on the high end, maybe with 10-minute and 30-second increment. So if you blitz out, if you blitz out your first 10 moves, you're basically going to get almost 5 minutes onto the clock. So you'll be at 15 minutes, with a Fisher increment of 30 seconds. So it'd be interesting. So I'm thinking that might feel sort of similar to, over the long haul of the game. I'm thinking that may feel similar to what a 1560 game feels like, using Byoyomi, without the added sort of incentive to think your full time clock. So I'm going to experiment. I have no idea. Maybe this will be a complete failure. Maybe nobody will join these games. I don't know how many people want to really play Fisher time controls, but it does seem there is a move, in some places to switch to it. There's discussion. And like I said, the American Go Association is switching or has switched to it. And I want to say that Korea has switched as well, one of their leagues, or like their main league. I don't know if that's true. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong. And then obviously the chess world has this as a primary time control. So I'm going to give it a shot. Here. And I'm thinking, maybe this could be a regular thing where I experiment with different time controls in general, because I'm curious. As we've discussed, like Byoyomi is good and it's traditional, and everyone knows it. Well, most people kind of know it in the shogi world, but for the most part, like I don't feel it's slanted here on my shirt. I don't feel it's it feels like there could be an improvement. It feels like there's room for improvement. So there's that. There's also the possibility, it hasn't arrived yet. There's the possibility that, hey, Rico, there's the possibility that this Menjo certificate is going to arrive today. So if I hear the doorbell, hear a knock, I'll run out there, see if it's there. But the USPS sends me an email every morning with the expected packages. And there's one that we don't recognize that doesn't have much detail. So thinking that could be it, who knows? So that could be fun. But anyway, so gonna do the time controls, and today will be an attempt to figure out what is a good slow time control using Fischer. And I'm just really jazzed up. Coming out of last night. So last night finished late, and I did go out and get ice cream incidentally, but that finished late. And, that was fun. And then, I wake up and I see Todovsky has reviewed. I think he reviewed all the games. So there were 7 games played. I think he might have reviewed them all. I've been going through his video on YouTube very slowly because it is extremely well done. So I've gone through 3 of the games now. And on the 3rd one, I started doing it over the board. I when I was playing, at least those first few games, when I was playing those games, like I sort of knew they were interesting, but the way he's presenting them, they seem even more interesting. And there were a lot of opportunities for things, to think about or avenues to take the game in a different direction. You sometimes, it seems like, even though I don't necessarily think of myself as this like swashbuckling attacking player, it seems like maybe that is, when my back is against the wall or when I'm uncertain of what to do, I maybe go in that direction. And he found some nice alternatives that would have ended up making, as much or more material than I was getting, and without giving as much counterplay. So fascinating stuff. In that YouTube video, the Stream 39, I made a comment and linked to his YouTube video, which has the reviews. Highly recommended. He does an awesome job. He's great at chess, and so I think he's just been doing this a long time. So anyway, I've been rambling. Here we are. Like I said, I'm gonna hope that someone joins these games, but you never know on Lee Shogi, especially like I don't know what the I don't know what the player base is like, at this time of day. We've done it on some afternoons and it's been all right, but I don't know if someone will see an increment and just be like, what? So like I said, 10 minutes, 30-second increment. This must be taken straight from like the Lee chess wording, where, like I said, in chess land, we call it increment. And we'll see. So I'm going to set this up and wait. Tried to play in Lee Shogi earlier, and the only people who joined aborted before the first move. Yeah, you'll have that. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is there. Definitely get that. You definitely get that. Sometimes in those arenas, like when I sort of want to get a game, I'll go in one of those arenas, and if everyone isn't paused, you'll get a good game. Andiologist is there a lot, as I've talked about before. Really good player. And but otherwise, sometimes in those arenas you'll get that also, where they don't play a move, but then you get rating points for it. So it's like this. It's really weird. It's really weird. Yeah, so a combination of few players on Lee Shogi doing rated games, and those little odded, like, of the rating system starting at 1500, which is awfully high, and points for arena games that don't get started. Like, it seems like the rating system's a little out of whack, though. For the most part, it eventually evens out. Journey step 1. I didn't realize that they were there. Let's follow that. And yeah. So we'll see. This grandiose plan of trying all these alternate time controls and using Lee Shogi to do it, maybe this is going to fail. Maybe this is doomed to fail. I actually thought there were more time controls. So I had thought that Lee Shogi also supported delay. So that was going to be next in my list. And what I was going to try to do was create a slightly slower variant than what Shogi Club 24 has, where they have what they call Fast 2, which is 30-second delay and then the 1-minute time bank. I was thinking, maybe 30-second delay, 2-minute time bank, 3-minute time bank, just kind of experimenting to see where, not that I am the not that I'm the control, the control in this experiment, but just anyway, just as one stake in the ground or one flag in the ground, be like, okay, what feels to me like a nice slow time control that doesn't have some of those downsides of Byoyomi, where you're sort of incented to take the full clock. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see if this goes anywhere. Maybe no one wants to play, and this is sort of a sneaky little description here, where it's 10 plus 30 rather than 10 pipe 30 for Byoyomi. So I don't know if people will even notice that it's not like 15:30 Byoyomi, but it's possible just no one's here. Also, one thing that is changed for today's stream is that I am now streaming in a 16 by 9 aspect ratio, 720p. But whereas in the past I've been streaming 1610, just because sort of the natural resolution of my display. So I've cut that down, and as I mentioned on the Discord, it took a lot of time. Okay, this is my move. Oop. Oh, and I didn't say hello. Hi, good luck. And so yeah, I spent like over a couple hours. Oh, interesting. Okay. Let's do this. And so I spent a lot of time just you having to, with OBS and the way I've designed these layouts, they're all really fiddly and sort of pixel, they have the pixel level of what am I, so it's what do I want to do? I'm coming up this way. This is the way I approach this. I'm going to castle on the left, even though I've got my silver up here. Although I was Sente, so let's see. Let's trying to remember my lines. All right, let's do this. Okay, that's what I want. Oh, it's not what I want, because there's the knight, the bishop drop here. Okay, so now I remember. I haven't played this in a long time. So very interesting. So I forgot. I've tricked myself here. Though that said, with these pawns being open, I think this is even if he drops here, I think it's a great drop point. Okay. Coming in. So let's see. It's let me think a little more. So we've got time. We've got this slow time. We've got this beautiful slow Fischer time. And so if I drop this bishop, he takes again. Then I think I do I do this? No, because then he drops here. I come here. Takes again. Yeah. I think that's the plan. Okay, that's interesting. Huh. That doesn't feel right. It definitely doesn't feel right. It gives me a chance to make my castle. Which way though? Which way do I want to go? Because the bishop drop is coming here. So if I do this, there's the bishop drop. I come over and the bishop is out of dodge, promoted. If I come here, there is the rook over, pawn. Yeah. All right. All right. He's definitely giving me sort of things to attack. Potentially. I think you should probably just move one of these up. Although, if he does that, then I get the fork to whichever one he doesn't defend. But if he does move over here, oh, then I get this. Yeah. Okay. Let's close that up. Then he comes here. Okay. So now, if I'm going to do this, this is probably my only chance to do it. Because he's going to start developing these pieces. And there's really no great drop point here. I mean, there is this drop point. So let's do it. Let's do it. In the end, I don't. I'm during the game usually, and sort of after the game, especially. I'm usually thinking about like how much I'm enjoying the game, or how cool some of the positions are, and in the end, I don't actually know what kind of positions I prefer. Like, I love these, but I also love the ones that are a little less crazy. Like, I feel like we're already in kind of la la land over here, where one of us is going to make a very weird move. I'm going to keep badgering just to avoid. I've been worried about this drop. There's no drop there. There's no drop there. There's no crying in baseball. There's I have a pawn. He has a there. I don't see any drops. How about let's clear this. things the central rook player prefers complex. Yeah, you know, that's the thing is like it's kind of weird to say, but like I don't know. I really don't know because I like them both. I really like them both. I feel like, yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Okay, so where's this knight coming? I don't think there's anything here. If he tries to do a bishop drop or something like that, I'm not sure. Let's just keep pushing. Let's go up. Let me. I do want to get this king out of here, but I don't love. I mean, it exposes this. It exposes this, and I think that's a problem. Actually that is a problem right now. I'm glad I'm looking. This drop right now. I think is bad, because then it gives the sack, and then the rook is in, and my king is over here, and so what if I do this? I do this. Everything is protected. Everything is protected. This. So if I move over here, this square, this square, this square, this square, these, this. Yeah, there are no drops. There are absolutely no drops for that bishop. I have. This is a potential weakness, right? So let's clear those. This is a potential weakness. You know, like with a drop here or something like that. Though that would be chased away with this silver. Actually, it would be trapped with the silver. So let's do that. Let's do that. I'm also on this screen. Let me switch over. I'll switch it next game. I've got two Lee Shogi scenes. I've got sort of the full Lee Shogi scene, and I've got one that I'm sort of calling the Lee Shogi game. Hey, Shogi Pan, good to see you. Exactly. Compositions are cool until they're so calm they feel like playing chess. Oh well, no, I thought you were going in a different direction. Like they're so cool until until I blunder, and then it becomes insane. Okay, so this is now. Thinking about this. You know, I don't want to give up this pawn. I don't want to give up the promotion. Definitely, you know, I don't want to give up my horse. Unless I get a rook for it. So maybe let's do this. Maybe he's only got a pawn and nowhere to drop it other than these two files. So what's he going to do after I do this? What is he going to do? Here? I don't think this was a good drop. So he comes over here, and then I could just badger the heck out of him. Like if he comes here, now what if so if I come up, he's going to have to swing where? If I come up, followed by this knight, then I'm also threatening this bishop. I like that. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Though drop here. No, that's fine. That's fine. Is there anything better? Anything better? You know, if I let just open mind, sack this pawn. Takes. Nothing. I don't see it. So let's push this. You know, this could come up here. This can, oops. Well, this can come up here. This can come up here. Once the end game starts in double Anaguma, it's so stressful. Okay, so the question is now. Okay, so he's protecting. Okay, so this protects. Oh, that's a nice way to protect it. That's a nice way to protect it. So that protects this. What if if I come up, if I come up here now, but I need to be careful that if I take, okay. Interesting. How can I trap this? I mean, I could bring this knight up as well. My king is like, this is like a Satomi castle, and I'm not the defender that Satomi is. So if I bring this up, comes back, drops a pawn, but I've got pressure. I've got a lot of pressure coming in. And he's blocking the silver's potential for defense. So let's see what he wants to do with this. Let's get our pawn here. And keep pushing. Okay. Oh, look at that. I really don't want to defend a pawn with a silver. I was hoping to use that to attack. But it does sort of let me start making a better castle. Making what's the left word for left. So I'm not making Migi Gyoku, I'm making lefty Gyoku. Mostly seeing positional stuff and even super. Not that I look at it a lot. The super Q games I played with it were probably stressful, but generally hate positions with super heavy defenses. Yeah. Hey Gabriel, great to see you. Left is Hidari. So I'm Hidari Gyoku is what I'm thinking right now. I don't see a better way to defend this, and I don't want to give it up. I don't want to give this bishop a chance to start wreaking havoc. And I don't want to drop here in this real estate over here. Now, do I think about this? Okay, so they're coming. You know, I'm guessing he's looking to do some sort of exchange here. Maybe get that going. So let's see, if I push, he drops a pawn and push. Comes over here. Let's get that. Let's get that there for now. Oh boy. Whoa boy. Whoa Nelly. Okay. Angle this in. Comes in. Then these forks are not bad. I can still do my plan. He's got nothing to drop in the way. See, so I assume he's looking to sort of drop a pawn here, but let's get this. Pawn a3, promote. Pawn drop does nothing. Take. Pawn drop. Take. Yeah. So Ryan right now is at okay. Moment of truth here. Do I just take? Or do I drop another pawn? He's got 3 pawns. So let's say if I drop, let's say he drops 1, take, 2, take, 3, let me do that again. Let me do that again. We have plenty of time. Pawn drop. No, because then he can just take. Yeah. Oh, it's the same problem. Oh, well, okay. Yeah. Didn't read the board. But I guess you could say that's sort of styling. Fun game. And I think I want to say Ryan has beaten me before. No, okay, so no, that isn't the case. Oh, so you all saw that? You all saw that? Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Oh gosh. It came in. It was like all of a sudden. If this was a movie, this would be all of a sudden like the flashbacks start happening where it shows all these Shogi Quest mate challenges. It's just like the newspaper and it's sepia toned flashbacks. All right. Well, I'm glad I eventually saw it. It's yeah. I'm gonna come up here and see what I'll start this analysis. But hey, Abigail, apologies if I'm not pronouncing that correctly. Thanks for joining the stream. It's called an epiphany. Yeah, it's like I did so, again, as I mentioned sort of before anyone really joined, I was talking about and Todovsky, you're there. Thank you again for the review. As I was talking about in the lead in to the stream before there were many players, I've been so jazzed to play up because of that video that the Todovsky made a video reviewing last night's games that I had played on stream on Shogi Wars, and I was going through them really slowly. And the third one, so I've done 3, and on the third one I was doing them. I started doing it over the board because the first 2 were so good, and I thought like this next one, especially once it got going and it was looking kind of cool. It's like let me just take some time, get my pieces out, put them on the board, and start running through this review with the pieces so that I could try to like see these things myself. And it's one of the things, and so I was so jazzed up to come and start streaming today because of that. I started, the thing was like, slow down, look for a better move. I don't know if you said like the chess saying of when you see a good move, look for a better one, or whatever that saying is. And that sort of clicked on this one where it's like, okay, I can just take, and then there's going to be a trade. There's going to be I could just take here, take here, and then he takes because he needs that pawn, and then I'll take this or something like that. But then it's like, oh, wait a minute. Let's just take a look. Is there any other way? And sure enough, here it was with this sort of incomplete castle. And as I had actually said a few minutes ago, if this rook comes back, it blocks this knight's ability, or this silver's ability to do anything. So it was a real tough spot, I think, defensively for them. And this was just a lucky, just a happy coincidence that there was the mating pattern there. So I'm gonna chalk that mate up to Todovsky's review of that third game, which again, phenomenal review. And yeah. So let me stop my rambling and get to the chat here. You think it's pronounced like Abigail with a V? Oh, Abigail. Abigail. Oh, cool. Very cool. I haven't seen your name around. Are you a Shogi player? Are you on the Shogi Harbor Discord? I apologize if I just haven't seen. Or are you a different name there? Shogipan, streaming must be great for learning. I think it is. Like I said, again, this is my 40th Shogi stream now, and I want to say that I've gotten better. I want to say that I have. I don't know, if the sample size is there, or I can really empirically say yes or no, but I want to believe it, and I do, like, I believe it. But whether or not it's reality or wishful thinking is another thing, because like I said, some of these Shogi Wars nights in particular are, I don't want to say soul crushing, but they're hurtful nights. They are hurtful nights, and those opponents, they are hurtful people trying to make me feel bad, and they're succeeding. So yeah, it's been a challenge. Important problem. Yeah, if you see a good move, try to find a better move. Yeah. So that one, if that's a Shogi proverb, that is also, at least I'm pretty sure people say that in chess all the time. The proverb that I was using a lot early on, I think in my earlier streams, was, take your opponent into a dark forest where 2 + 2 equals 5, and only one of you can come out. And the problem was I was doing that and I wasn't coming out of the forest. I was like, oh, this is a nice forest. And then, getting hit in the back of the head with a tree branch or something, but from the opponent. And yeah, like yeah, two plus two. I don't even know what it is. And yeah, so good times. Okay, Abigail has been around for a long time. Very cool, very cool. Okay, well, welcome to the stream. Thank you. And uh, oh yeah, I won't be able to pronounce the what is that? What would the A with the circle over is like like a Twitch doesn't allow that. Really? Oh, I'm stunned. I'm stunned. Well, I guess they probably wanted to head off the past people making all sorts of just abusing the special characters. Yeah. Um, Alexa, you think I should reread what he wrote? Is that Tal or someone else? Am I misquoting Tal or? Oh, if you see a mate in one, if you see a mate in one, go for better. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's sort of, I guess you could say you could say that it was. No, you can't. You can't say it was style points because they could have defended. They could have with those two with the rook moves. They could have then taken the opportunity to defend. So no, it wasn't style points. But yeah. Oh boy. Yeah. It's yeah. I think Shogi Harbor. Doesn't she say if you see a mate in 3, a mate in 12 will do just fine? Isn't that sounds like something. So don't forget the Shogi dad. Yeah, yes, there it is. The Shogi dad proverb is why go for mate in 5 when you can do a mate in 17? Exactly. That's like I said. I love checkmating. I love checkmating the opponent. So if I can checkmate in 17 moves, why not enjoy it? Why not take it nice and slow? Sure, move 13 by move 13 in my line, there will be a piece there that I didn't realize would be there, and it'll end the checkmate. But the opponent might not see it. So, it still might be a mate in 17 or 15 or whatever. Oh, man. Okay, it depends on how you pronounce the A. Oh, okay. Okay, and it pronounced kind of like the O in ogre. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. Like Jakob Ogard is the chess teacher coach, and he's an A with the circle. And but like I thought there was some show I was watching where it was like stale STA with a circle LLE. I don't know if it was Norwegian or if it was Swedish or I thought that was like an A kind of sound. And I'm terrible. But anyway, yeah, fascinating. As long as you're sure it's a checkmate. See, that's the thing. I'm never sure it's a checkmate. That's yeah. Like, but yeah, like if it was a 5, when I see a 5, when I see a 5, yeah, maybe I should slow down and do it. But if I see a 5 and I fully read it out, then I'll usually go for that. Especially if the other way requires a sack that I'm a little scared of. But on the flip side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There was Thursday night, I think it was, where I read a mate in 5 with my dragon sack, where I took a pawn, thinking that I'd then have a gold drop, and then a king runs, and then I get the gold to mate. And in that line that I was calculating, my brain did not realize that after I sack the bishop, the dragon, in the year of the dragon, I should not be sacrificing a dragon. I sacrifice the dragon. The silver that takes that sacrifice is then in a position to take my gold drop, which I had read as my third move. So it's like I can't necessarily trust my mate in 5 reading, and Yeah, yeah. Oh, that okay. So that was I'll say umlaut. I don't know if Swedish calls it an umlaut as well. Okay, okay, okay. So you come from a language that often uses diacritics with no effect on the actual pronunciation. Nice, nice. Uh, yeah, yeah. Abigail is descended from a language. It is descended from a language. All right. So this was cool. This was really cool. This game, it was spicy almost from the beginning. It was spicy almost from the beginning, especially since I was mildly frantic, as I've done before on stream and as I've done before on the board. See, this is something I've been talking about, where I have been so traumatized over the board and online, but especially it's more traumatizing over the board. I have been so traumatized by bishop exchanges that led to just a critical drop in my own territory that I wasn't seeing. I have been so traumatized by it that I'm seeing ghosts. So I thought, let's say, I think here I was semi freaking out. I knew that I had, like, this is in the lines, when I review my games and in the lines I end up creating, when the opponent goes for sometimes like in my lines, I don't just put the good move the opponent makes. I put the moves that my opponent's made against me, and it seems like often opponents will make they'll threaten, just like they did, I think later, they'll threaten a bishop move that might take a pawn or whatever, might threaten this piece or this pawn, or they might make a threat that I can defend, but they leave like this critical point open, which when they haven't developed their, like let's say they before they do their trade, a lot of times the gold will be here, or the silver will be here, and defending this pawn. But without that, inevitably I get the spike in the eval, and it's like, here's this beautiful drop for your new found bishop. And so that was there. So I knew that was there, but I was still frantic, mildly frantic, thinking like, okay, there's no drop here, but he can drop here. And clearly this is defended by the lance. But I like I said, anyway, I'm rambling about my psychosis, but like, the PTSD from some of these bishop drops, and it's why I think it's why often I am rarely the person to instigate the bishop trade, because I've been terrorized so often by the drops, and because also typically the way I play, where I'm very comfortable being opposing rook, like it'll help me. It'll give me a tempo, or at least I'll feel like it'll give me a tempo towards a plan that I had wanted to develop. So okay, I think they call umlaut. That'd be Turdler. So I'm likely wrong. Just changing Norwegian to sound Swedish. Okay. Turtle single. And by the way, Shogi, if you have other Norwegian recommendations for like Netflix series to binge, I am all ears. We got into the 4th season of Vikings on your recommendation, and really enjoyed the first 3 seasons. The 4th season is where I think they sort of lost the script, and we didn't end up finishing the 4th season. But it was really fun. Yeah. Sorry for going mad with the language. No, I think that's really cool. I think that's really cool. I mean, I'm the one who instigated the language talk. So, but yeah. So there's the bishop drop. Anyway, so okay. Yeah, and the end. Okay, so this eval has finished. The engine didn't like that. The engine didn't like mine. What did it want? I'm curious. Did it just want this? Did it want silver? I mean, I'm not looking. So, the line is there. I think I considered this and this, but what I didn't like what I didn't like. Oh, and I guess it was a ghost. I'm seeing a ghost. I think I'll have to look back and review. If I'm not mistaken, my concern with this was, okay, I do that, but now I've given up this drop point. But the opponent spent his drop. They spent their bishop drop. So like that's not a threat. And even if they did, is that so bad? Actually, let's say if they did, like let's say they had another bishop drop, is that so bad? I mean, I could drop my bishop, but I could also make the castle, like solidify this point and give him a pawn, and this bishop is just sitting there, or horse. I don't know. Yeah. Well, this is. I mean, this review is turning into sort of into a therapist couch session where I'm seeing things. I'm seeing the ghosts. There's just sort of this psychosis, this drop psychosis, which is for me, which is sort of it's one of those things about shogi that it makes it so fascinating and makes it so. It's what makes me so slow. I think it's what makes me so slow because I am always looking for this kind of stuff and overlooking for it. Over the board, especially, where over the board, I'm playing people who are better than I am. So, overwhelmingly, the people I'm playing over the board are better, and in some cases, a lot better. So I am like checking and double checking, and then sort of seeing things as well, and just taking too much time, and very interesting. So this would have been, and I would have loved to have this. Yeah, I would have loved to have this. Though by the same token, yeah, it does give them time to solidify. I'm not sure if this is the next move. No, because it doesn't give me a drop. Yeah, I think I'm going to guess 4-2 is the next move, either 4-2 or 5-2. I'm guessing is going to be what the line is going to say. So let's see, what does it say? Oh wait, where does it say? Oh, it doesn't make a recommendation after that? Oh yeah, it does. Oh, okay. Well, the king is okay. So the king move is defending this pawn. So the fork is no longer a problem. And then if I do that, they come up and defend with tempo. Okay. That's good. That's good. And then they can still decide in this position how they want to, what castle they want to make, or this, that kind of thing. All right, very interesting. What other spots were there? Okay, so this I spent time on. This move I spent a bunch of time on. By the way, initial thoughts. I don't know if any of you have initial thoughts on the time, but I love how many moves was this game? This was relatively short, so maybe it's not a fair comparison. So 59 moves, but I loved that time control. So there, just being able to see my time and knowing that potentially I'm getting some like I can make up time in the air by maybe making a faster move if I need. Like I didn't feel rushed. I didn't feel rushed at any point. I was down on time, but like I didn't feel like it was hurting me. 1560, obviously I don't feel like I'm all that hurting on time. I wish there was a way for me to see how much time I did spend overall. Like would I have been in Byoyomi at this point? It's hard, at the end here, my clock was 7:37. No, so I would not have been in Byoyomi yet. So this was a 10-minute, 30-second Okay, so I was still at 7 minutes and 37 seconds in a 10-minute game with 30-second increment. Fascinating. And I thought I spent a ton of time thinking in this game. So maybe I didn't. Maybe a lot of the moves were played pretty quickly. I don't know. I'll have to look at that. But it's possible maybe 10:30 is a super slow time control. I mean that's like I said, I thought in the quest to make something comparable to 1560 without the downside of Byoyomi sort of encouraging you to use all 60 seconds. So I thought this would be something close to 1560 without the downsides of 1560. So I thought it might be, but I also thought it might be overkill. So maybe it would be overkill. And maybe like a 5:30, I don't know, might be nicer. Or maybe a 10:20 or 10:25. Because I know 10:15 is a big rapid time control in chess, which in chess feels too fast to me. So when I'm playing chess and 10:15, and once I'm out of my bank, I'm feeling, actually, once I'm at 2 minutes on my bank, I'm feeling majorly stressed in chess. So I imagine I'd feel much worse in Shogi, because whether or not it's true, in my mind, I feel like I need more time in Shogi, because I can't use like heuristics or like, there's just so much chaos on a Shogi board, especially at the end, that like 15 seconds is crazy for me. So anyway, I'm blabbing about that. Let me keep going. Keep reading. I don't think so. I meant to recommend a different one that's actually a comedy, but the English name is okay. Norseman. Okay. Well, I'll check that. This prescription for you is to recruit a beginner to your club so that you can transfer your PTSD. Well, see, that's the problem. We do have comment one. We have beginners. The Silicon Valley Shogi Club is so nice in that regard. We had more beginners early on. So now what we have most of the times, like most of the times we don't have like a beginner. Now what we have are the people who were beginners in last September or October. And so they're no longer really beginners anymore. And so there's that. Occasionally we'll get someone else, but lately the people who have come in who are beginners have been chess players. So I'm yes, they're beginners, but they also have that chess mojo where even if they're just learning how the pieces move, they're just not blundering pieces. They're just not making dumb moves. Their defense is lacking. Their ability to maybe follow through on a strong attack is lacking. But they're not blundering pieces. They're not making beginner mistakes. They're not doing the stuff that I sometimes still do, like move my silver up and leave my bishop hanging. So it's a different style of beginner, and so following up with that, so number two comment to that is that I can't torture them, because they're actually torturing me, because so they're playing and I'm like, it's move 50, and either I'm not winning yet, or they've got like a strong attack brewing that I've got to start making some like only moves or something. And I'm sweating bullets. I'm sweating bullets sort of figuratively and literally, because some of those nights, the table, there's like a bright light at this Panera. It's beaming down, and I'm feeling the heat. So like I'm sweating. Maybe not sweating coming from my head like in an anime, but I'm feeling sweat. My chest, my arms, all this stuff, and I'm thinking like, and I'm torturing myself like, oh my gosh, I've been playing shogi. I've been playing shogi over the board now for like a year and a half. I've been trying to take shogi seriously for like almost 2 years now, and I'm gonna lose to this beginner. Oh my god! I'm just like, I'm not even thinking about the board. I'm thinking about my own incompetence and, my own failures in life and my own ability to learn something that I care so, my own inability to be good at something that I care so much about. And it's just killing me. So those games, I talk about how I'm sort of tortured playing those really strong players. Sometimes I'm tortured more playing the beginning players or the lower level players, because I know if and when I lose to a new player or to like a lesser experienced player, I know I'm not getting sleep that night. It just flat out, I know I'm gonna be, I don't get like mad, but I get like pensive, and I'll just be laying in bed. The cat will be there, if it's on a night when my daughter isn't in the house, the cat will be laying there, and like I'll just be laying just straight. I don't want to move, because then the cat is going to start going a little, like she'll start like thinking it's her time for her food, and she'll sit up and she'll start like purring really loudly, and then anyway, yeah, the cat will do her things. But yeah, I know I'm in for a long night if I lose one of those games. So sometimes I don't even wish for that. So by the way, after gold 4-9, 4-8 in this position, you were worried about bishop drop 3-8. Let's go back there. What was the, did I not mention a plan for that? So where are we? Here we are. So here we are. And that's what the engine said. Okay. So my thinking was that I had a tempo here. So if they do that, my thinking was, so they do, I'm going to do it so that, okay, the engine is not, well, actually I want to make sure the engine does it, or the server side evaluation doesn't give a line. So I'm going to say what I thought I was going to do in that case. I was going to tempo the rook, and then move my knight over. I mean, that was my thinking. So like, what does that do? I guess that gives up this, that gives up this pawn, which right or wrong, and maybe I shouldn't be. I am so comfortable giving up this pawn. I'm so used to that pawn being under siege, and me trying to get counterplay around that pawn, and that whoever's attacking this pawn sort of being out of position. In my warped brain, like I'm almost like trying to get rid of this pawn. So if anyone has like ideas on that, or just be like, no, that's stupid, just tell me. But like that's just like I have the psychosis for these drops. I have this built-in comfort in giving up this pawn, the 7-6 pawn, or the 3-4 pawn. I'm just so comfortable giving it up, because my rook is usually here, my rook is either here or it's here, and I don't usually care about that area. So just something else to think about. But so what is, okay, so let me do that. Let me do this. Let's play that through. So they do this. I do this. Oh, so I didn't read one extra move. Let's say he does this. I move over. Now it's promoted. Is that not even the line? Is that so what is, let's see, where's the, okay, best move was bishop 3-8. So what is their line? Knight okay, so I protect that eventual. Boy, I don't like that one either. I protect the knight promote. Okay. I just sort of attack as a way to, well, no. Yeah, I attack as a way to free this so that I can protect the silver at least. Oh, do not like this. Do not like this position for me. Let's see what does it evaluate this at? Okay, so they've got a nice advantage. They've got a nice advantage, and I feel miserable right now in this position. Wow. So these are the things that contribute to that PTSD, where I'm looking out for these bishop drops to such an extent that I'm sort of fabricating ghosts in spots that the bishop can't possibly go. But even then, even with that in mind, I still eventually give up the drop. Though again, to be sort of fair to my psychosis, I did think that I would be fine. And I didn't read. Once the rook is over and I move my gold, I did not read that one step further, which is they get this attack. They get the knight. Wow. So what did the engine like here then? Instead of 5-8, instead of the gold 5-8 from 4-9, are you all seeing that little bit of tearing sometimes happens when I was doing this? Anyway, before I look like this, are you all seeing that on stream? Oh no, you're not. Oh, okay, because my camera's blocking it. Okay. Anyway, I see chat. I'm sorry. So before I go into this, let me look at the chat here. In Shogi, likely just add the numbers together to estimate minutes per player. The numbers, like for Fischer? To figure out how much time. Yeah. Just the numbers here. Yeah, there's just no. It's just 58 moves, so it's a little time. Although I suppose I could write a little script. I could write a little script to just fetch using the Lichess API, fetch the game and do the math myself. I could definitely that would be pretty easy, and then hook it up to some. I don't know if any of you are Mac users. Some Alfred workflow where you hit Command Space and then can just run an arbitrary command. Yeah. Math addition, right? I mean, it's not advanced math. Just do the addition of the times is what I mean. But okay. So and then Rico. The time read the time control. Maybe I'm wrong because I'm not good at chess, but I think we need more time at the end of a shogi game since the position never simplifies. Yeah, well, and that's the thing. So I'm thinking. So again, I'm trying to sort of replicate the feel of a 1560 game, and so I thought that with the way most moves will not take 30 seconds, especially in the opening, I thought we'd get to a point where 30, 40 moves, 30 or 40 moves or 50 moves into the game, we'd be basically at 10 minutes still. I was thinking we'd be sort of around there, unless someone really had to think. We'd be sort of around 10, 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes still with the 30-second. So we'd be verging into endgame with a decent time bank of like 10 minutes and the additional 30 seconds that you get for every move. So it's almost like Byoyomi, except inevitably some of those moves in the endgame will be pretty easy. Like some of those, yeah, you might want to think a little more, but some of them are going to be almost forced moves. At least that's my thinking. This is just my law. I'm not speaking, with authority of anything. This is all just an experiment based on the fact that I found out that and just to reiterate, some of the thinking was that the American Go Association apparently is either going or has gone switched from Byoyomi to Fischer time, and I think please correct me if I'm wrong. Some Baduk, Go association or league in Korea has switched to Fischer time from Byoyomi, which I guess is probably bigger news than AGA. I don't know, if that's just temporary or if they're just playing around. And I know that Abema, however that's pronounced, has had some shogi videos with Fischer. They've had some tournaments or competitions with Fischer. And some of the popular pro shogi streamers, I don't know if it was Nakamura or someone else or Itoshin, but some of them were doing Fischer on some of their streams. So I thought, if I'm going to experiment with alternate time controls, I'll start with this one that chess loves and that seems to be sort of slowly winning in Go and potentially shogi. At least it's getting consideration in shogi circles. So that's why I thought I'd do that. I also thought I'd eventually try delay. I wanted to do delay like the fast 2 time control on Shogi Club 24, where there's the time bank, so 30 seconds and then a minute time bank. I would like to be able to create 30 seconds with like a 2-minute or maybe a 5-minute time bank. Like I think those would be better than 1560, just more thoughtful, better potentially. So you don't have that sort of built-in 60-second sort of like you don't have that built-in incentive to use 60 seconds. You cap that at 30 seconds. But you also have this big time bank so that for moves you really do need to think about, you'll have extra time. So I think that's a really interesting time control as well. So I would like to try that. But surprisingly, I was stunned. Lee Shogi does not seem to support that yet anyway. Because I know Lee Chess, I don't want to say I know, I thought and I assumed Lee Chess supports delay time controls. But maybe they don't. I'll have to look at that later. But yeah. So my thinking in response to your comment, Rico, my thinking was, and again, this is all just an experiment. My thinking was there would still be plenty of time, if not more time, in the very complex situations in the end game than a 1560 game would provide, or at least something as much, because I know for me. What? Okay. That's the. I thought there was scratching at the door. It's family coming in. So I know for me that 60 seconds sometime is not enough. That 60 even in a 1560 in the end game, I'm stressing hard in those 60 seconds where it'd be really nice for a few of those decisions to take 90 seconds. If I could, or even 70 seconds or 60 seconds. So I don't know. It's just an interesting the whole topic is really interesting to me, and how people come at these time controls. So yeah. And then Shogi Pan, you say the Byoyomi effect is too iconic. We can't afford to lose it now, Rico. The Byoyomi effect, that's the thing. It's tradition is great. Tradition is great, and we all know this. And all our clocks, well, I don't want to say all our clocks because a lot of chess clocks don't, but all the clocks that we will have purchased at this point right now for Shogi will have Byoyomi because, obviously that is how we mostly play. But the the iconic Meijin Sen talking clock, I've got a couple of those that does support Fischer, which I found interesting. And then Alexei, you say it depends on the type of endgame for both games. In chess, if it simplifies down, then it is easier, but sometimes you need time if it is technically difficult. In shogi, if the endgame is one where you reduce it, where you win by at least one move without complications, it's almost like a chess endgame where you simplify and win by queening a pawn. Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. The only 2 cents that I'll add is that I know when I'm playing 10-15, which when I'm playing chess 10-15, with 15-second increment, slash Fischer, I know that that's a time control that people consider, it's called rapid, but people seem, in the podcast and in the chess world, they basically seem to think that's a slow time control. Like that's like on the edge of being a slow time control, a slow, thoughtful, like where you can think and you can you can plan out your moves versus, 10-minute, game in 10, or versus, 5-minute 3-second increment, stuff like that. So people seem to think people will complain that 10-15 or 15-10 also, I think people play a lot. They'll say that they're too slow for them. But I know when I'm playing those games, once the clock hits down to 2 minutes or 1 minute on my main bank, stick a fork in me. I'm in stress mode because I know I cannot make moves that fast, in chess, unless I'm basically pushing my pawn down to queen, and I've got a clear mating idea anyway. Because if I have to think, I'm done. And I've had games in chess where I'm playing, and this is part of the, time control is part of the game, but where I feel like I'm playing great, and further, engine review after shows that I was playing great, but then that 2-minute happens, and just my error rate goes, just through the roof. Maybe experience would get better, but that's why for me in chess or in shogi, I would think the increment would have to be, I would think it would have to be like at least 25 seconds to be a point where I could at least feel like I'm not just dead. Where if I got to a game in shogi where there's still end game to be played, and I have a minute left and 15 second increment, stick a fork in me. Like I'm not going to be able to make decent moves. I'm going to be in, utter panic mode. Again, experience might make that better, but it hasn't yet. And then Shogi Pan, losing versus someone you feel you should win is really painful. You're more emotional than pensive in that case. So you're responding back to what I was talking about playing the beginners. It is. And it's an interesting psychological discussion, I guess, between players where, what do you like more? What do you like more? Do you like winning a game more, or do you hate losing a game more? That kind of thing. And I think that does influence how someone plays their games, how they learn, how they develop as a player. I don't know, or maybe it's a combination of both, because it seems, all my stuff is coming from chess because that's where the podcasts are. There are no shogi podcasts that I'm aware of where people talk about this stuff, but it seems like some of these people, some of these players, some of these top players, they really hate to lose, but it seems like they also really love to win. So it's a better mix than some of the sort of the beginner mindset that I've seen in Go or chess or shogi, where people just hate to lose so much, and they so at best they're chasing not being mad or not being sad versus chasing that thrill of the win, which I think you have to push ahead. I think you have to be able to lose, but you have to have that desire to win. And then anyway, so you think that pawn push is fine to get rid of. You're more worried about the knights. Oh, this is back there. And then math. Had to use the Mac once. I had to go to Google, type brackets. Yeah. And then Shogi Pan. Yeah, but addition isn't so simple when you're in forest where 2 + 2 = 5. Exactly. Thank you for backing me up on it. Thank you. Yeah. I don't remember about the braces. I see. I don't actually know how to type any keys because I use the Dvorak keyboard. So I don't really know where anything is. Like if you told me where is a brace, or you said, where is the B button, the B character, I wouldn't know. I'd have to put my hands on the keyboard and kind of do it because I have the muscles know where the keys are. My brain doesn't know. My at least my conscious brain doesn't know where these keys are. Yeah. Byoyomi is backwards. Yeah. I think so. I think so. I'm willing to accept it because so many people love it and it is tradition and my clocks support it. But it does seem backwards to me. Now that I've played a little bit more delay, in that one time control, the Fast 2 on Shogi Club 24, which I think is just awesome. They call it Fast 2, but it's really not that fast. It's pretty darn thoughtful to me. And then Rico for Fischer or delays, way to go. Yeah, everybody is stressing in Byoyomi. Yeah, it's but at least to be said for it, at least it is a constant stress. So it's a constant where at least you can be assured that that you've got 40 seconds. I know I've got 40 seconds for this move. So you can get into that sort of flow, I guess, where you build your muscle memory for your timing or your brain memory or whatever it is. And then when you switch, you get into trouble like I did the other day. But whatever, I digress. Because we play over the board when we play with clocks, both at East Bay and at San Francisco Shogi clubs, we play with 40-second Byoyomi for the most part. Overwhelmingly play with 40-second Byoyomi, which is sort of like online 30, but it gives you the extra time to make your physical moves. The only difference is that in East Bay we play with a 10-minute time. We play with a 10-minute main time, and in San Francisco we play with a 5-minute main time. It's presupposing you have the technical ability to do that. If you don't, sure you need. Yeah. And for me, that is definitely the case. And then you're super scared every time you play. So your hate for losing is massive, but PGA post game analysis helps cheer you up. You like winning and you love interacting with my opponent as long as they're not poopy. So, I mean, you now on stream have beaten me a couple times. I hope I'm not poopy. I hope I'm not. I don't know what you're calling poopy. I hope I'm not poopy. And I don't actually know what you mean by poopy. Like if you mean they're bad or mean, or if you just mean they're kind of mopey, where where I not to it's not jerk. It's like there are a couple people that I've played once or twice across the various clubs that I don't love playing, to be honest, because I know that if I win, they're going to be kind of surly. They're going to be kind of surly and pouty, and I know that if they win, they're going to go into sort of pro teacher mode during the game analysis, where they're going to want to analyze the game for like an hour, pointing out all the sort of brilliant moves. So it's one of those. And I haven't played the two people in my mind. I haven't played either of them in a long time. I don't want to say good, because like all the players we have, the more players we have, the better. And they're valuable, members of the club, and or they would be if they like. I haven't seen them in a long time, but they're kind of like that, and it just for me makes it a little less fun, because it's when your opponent isn't. I try and fail, but I try for the most part, and maybe this is just being a bad loser, and maybe this is why I don't advance as much. But I make a conscious effort when I lose to at least put that sort of enthusiastic kind of front on it. And in most cases, in almost all cases, it's not a front, because these games that I'm losing, I'm having so much fun playing shogi that it's really Did I just drop frames? Am I dropping frames? No, I'm not. That just was the other machine. So like I try to at least be respectful of the opponent, I guess, and be a good sport. Like they teach you when you're a kid. Be a good sport when you win, and be a good sport when you lose. And so I try to do that, because I know that sometimes, against a couple people, when I win, it's not a fun kind of win. It's like, it's a win where I just kind of want to get away from the board. It's like, I won. I won, and I'm glad I won, but I don't want to kind of torture this person anymore. So yeah, it's that little meta side of over the board gaming, and which is overwhelmingly shadowed by the fact that it's so amazing to play over the board. And then you say, and you say, Shogi, I'm sorry, I'm confusing you with Night Sparrow, who's beaten me twice. I'm sorry. But you're a higher rated player than I am, so you would beat me anyway. So if we did play, you would beat me. But yeah, so you think that if you want to get strong, you need to really hate losing and really love winning, but at the same time, you can't be so nervous that you can't get yourself to play. Exactly. I think that's a good summary of what I'm trying to say with a million words here. I can't believe how long I've been talking. I can't believe how long I've been talking and not playing. And I apologize for people that want to see play. I'll close up this review after the next comment here. And then you say, you just mean being a mean person. Yeah. There's a fine line between mean and pouty and you love me for the rambling. Okay, well, that's good. I sort of, in the corner of my eye, I see the viewer count slowly going down. I've been talking now for it feels like 7 hours I've been talking on this subject, and I see that every hour I see the viewer count dropping by 1. It just keeps going down. but yeah, there's a very fine line to walk between being, competitively disappointed that you lost the game, and being slightly surly about it and being nasty about it. And there are fine lines all the way through that spectrum. And I try to walk to a fault to that other side, to make it as pleasant, even though they've taken my pride, and they've beaten me and taken my pride and taken my king. I'm going to try to make it as pleasant a review or pleasant a post-game process as possible, just so there's none of that whole nastiness. And the shogi community is small enough as it is, that we don't need to lose anyone because someone can't handle losing a game, because some online 3Q like me can't handle losing a game. So I try to keep that in mind. And fortunately, it seems like almost everyone, without fault, also does the same. And even the people that I am sort of calling out to a very minor extent are great people, and they're and love having them around. So and I would not categorize as jerks. Like I think I've said in a past stream, where the shogi community is also awesome. And I've never met a jerk at a shogi club, versus the few chess clubs I've gone at, people are overwhelmingly awesome, but I have met a couple flat out real jerks, just real jerks. And never seen that in shogi. Never seen it at all. So anyway, that's it. Let me close this. I am definitely going to review this game after. I'm going to look. I want to look to see the graph. Okay, I'm pleased with that graph. So once I recovered, for the most part, it was relatively solid, and I'm glad I saw that mate. Oh, okay. Oh yeah. Of course, I missed the mate in one. The pawn. Yeah. Eventually saw it. Yeah, third time was the charm. Literally third time was the charm on that mate. All right, here we go. In the spirit of experimentation, though, so part of the plan was to experiment to see what's a comfortable 1560-ish time frame. So I was thinking I might change around these times, but I think I'm going to stay with this because that game was relatively short. The game was still relatively short, and I liked the time control so much. Okay, Rico. So you've met a couple jerks in Shogi, but they're very rare. Okay, well, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that you have met a couple jerks, but yeah, good to hear that for the most part you're seeing the same thing I'm seeing. There's some very dirty boys. Yeah, I'm wondering, like, I've never been in a huge group of shogi players, and I've never been in a hyper competitive shogi situation. We're all competitive. Like, none of us want to lose. None, not a single one of us in these unrated, over the board, many times untimed games. None of us want to lose, and you could tell people are smarting a bit. They're hurting a bit when they lose. So we all care about winning, but at the same time, it's not a tournament. So I will be for this thing that I'm planning to go to, the ESC WOSC in August. It will be fascinating. It will be fascinating to see how people react I'm going to say, and maybe this is wrong, outside of WSL, which is online, which is an online tournament, outside of WSL, I'm going to guess this is the biggest most important Western shogi tournament there is. I don't know. I don't know if that's true. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, if it's not. But from what I can gather, looking at what people talk about, the YouTube videos, the amount of turnout that they get, that the ESC/WOSC is the biggest game in town for those of us outside of Japan. So it will be very interesting if the inner jerk in some people manages to come out in these ultra competitive, ultra stressful situations where there's a lot on the line, and shogi can make someone feel so stupid. Shogi, you've seen it with me. Shogi can make me feel stupid like nothing else, and so that will be fascinating. And yeah, so some of them are even in Japan. Well, that's I know Narak had a story of that player in Japan. The Dame story, where the guy where he made a legal move and hadn't placed it down, and changed his move as is allowed in the rules and in etiquette, but the opponent freaked out, and then later on in the game, the opponent did the same thing, where it readjusted the move or something like that, and Nairok, I guess, was like, dame or something like that, and I hope I'm not miscategorizing the story, but like the other player was really mad. so yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. Shogi Pan, am I actually planning to go to WOSC? Yes, that is the current plan. Vetted by the family. Our plan is to head out to Spain it's August 1st through the 4th. So that is the plan. There was a recent chess tournament. There was a recent chess tournament in Spain where a bunch of a number of the people from the Indian contingent were robbed in the hotel. In multiple groups were robbed. They had their laptop stolen, and they weren't supported by the tournament organizers. And one of them actually was robbed while they were in the room and sleeping. Apparently, there's this is not uncommon. I don't know, but there was a whole discussion about it. I think it was discussed on the C Squared podcast, which is world number 2, Fabiano Caruana, and a grandmaster who is sort of known now more for his commentating. But they discussed this, and it was a weird situation. So I'll be keeping that in mind, keeping that in mind. But like assuming that this is in sort of a nice, safe place, that is the plan. I am so excited to go and play like a real tournament, and I am unreasonably excited to play the 8-minute blitz tournament. That's why I've been. That's what the past 2 10-minute Shogi Wars sessions that I've done have been sort of. Jokes aside, semi-training for that, where I need to be able to play 8-minute blitz shogi over the board, which is, in my mind, probably like 6.5, 7-minute online shogi. So that is the plan. That's the plan of record right now. And lately, I'm still thinking about the Los Angeles tournament in April. As much as I've said, as much as I've given my I was going to say, as I've given my 2 cents, I've given my $200 on this subject. I've talked ad nauseum, about this tournament and my issues with the tournament. But I would love to meet, Shogi Explained and whoever else is going. That's the thing, is like, if people are going to be there, maybe I can get over all my many hangups with this tournament and just show up, spend the $1,000, $2,000 or whatever the heck it's going to cost me, and hang out and play some shogi, and maybe. So I'm thinking about that. I am really debating internally, like really debating internally about that, because I'd love to meet, some of the people now that I consider friends from Shogi Harbor and from the stream. Wait, Rico, I thought you were not coming. Oh, I thought you said you wouldn't be able to leave. That it's too far from Louisiana. Oh, okay. Well, that is on the scale. That's a big brick thrown on the scale of the other side of coming out. So I'll start talking about that with my wife. Maybe. Yeah. I mean, I've got to. Yeah, maybe if she wants to stay home with the cat or whatever, because the cat becomes a thing that we have to deal with. Maybe if she stays home with the cat, maybe I can take one of the people from one of the clubs here, and just like where maybe if someone out here, a room and transportation would be too expensive, maybe I could just I'll just eat the cost of that and sort of let them come out and just pay for the tournament. We'll see. We'll see. Tons to think about now. I'm glad I brought it up because I thought 100% you were not going to be there. And Muse. Oh, well, Muse is Shogi Kingdom. Yeah. So he and I know some of the other San Francisco Shogi Club members will be coming out, and so that'll be exciting. But Maple Sugar Lover being there, that's also huge. It's like I've said in the past that I'm a grown old man. I don't really I don't have I don't like fanboy over people, or I don't get starstruck from anybody. Like there could be I don't know. My old man brain thinking of popular names. Like there could be Brad Pitt or Jennifer Aniston. I don't know, these big names from a million years ago. Like there could be these people down the street. I don't care. Like I don't care. So it's like that. But if Maple Sugar Lover was there, it's like, all right, I want to meet this guy. I need to meet this guy. I need to know how in the world he has an encyclopedia, an encyclopedia of shogi, like at the tip of his fingers 100% of the time. You mention some obscure line in some opening, and all of a sudden in comes Maple Sugar Lover with 17 links and 15 English and Japanese descriptions of the situation, and it's like, how does he do it? How does he do it? I just want to meet this guy. Like seriously, I'm fanboying. I'm fanboying here, and I've never said this on the Discord, and I've never said this anywhere else. So apologies for just going off, but like, I am so excited. I am very excited. Anyway, so here we go. I've missed some chat here. Boy, I'm already page behind. Okay, so Shogi, you say you're expressing your family that you're iffy about going to Barcelona earlier today, but now, okay, I would love to. Also, if there's something in Norway, so I see that someone just posted a Brussels tournament. So little backstory. I know my wife would love to visit Europe. Like I know we've never been to Europe. She's wanted to go for years. As I may have mentioned multiple times, I am the world's most boring human. I am on record in the Santa Clara court. Santa Clara court, I am under oath and on the record, recorded as being as saying that I am the most boring man on the planet. So like that is for the record. There is precedence of that in the Santa Clara County court system. So that is there. So I don't want to go, and flying isn't great. Like and the airport situation, I've got a million excuses why I'd rather just be sitting home. But I know she would love to go. So if I could somehow tie like some of these things together, where like if there's something in Ireland, if there's something in Norway, if there's something in Brussels maybe. So like I saw that Brussels tournament, I'm thinking, oh, my wife would love to go to Brussels. I think she'd maybe spend some time in France, maybe then go to Brussels or whatever. And if I could play some shogi and meet some people from the shogi world, maybe I can do that. But if there's like something in Norway, or if there's something, somewhere else, I'm like looking at those opportunities now. I'm considering those now more than I ever have, because like I said, I know that she would love to go to Europe, and yeah, maybe I'd be stuck playing shogi for a lot of that time, but it wouldn't be for all the time, and obviously there's tons to do in Europe. So anyway, I'm just throwing that out there also. And if you're there, that's another point in convincing myself to in solidifying the decision, because right now, like I said, that's the plan of record that I'm going. It's pretty solid in my mind. There would have to be something like I think right now, like some unforeseen weather, family, whatever type of catastrophe would be the thing that would prevent, some act of God style things would prevent me from going, because I am so psyched and I want to meet Shogi Harbor. Like, so I know she's going to be there. So like, as I've said before, I feel like we're in this singular time in shogi history where there is the only living Western shogi professional among us, and obviously she's going to be around for a long time, so that's not going to be going away anytime soon. But like, I'd love to, like I said, I don't fanboy or anything like that, but I would love to meet this person. I think it would be an honor to meet someone, you know, who has such an inspirational story. So anyway, Shogi has both made you feel like worthless waste of air. Yes, we've discussed this. This should die. It should die like the best living being in the. Yes, that's. I feel the same. You want to go to WSC? Yeah, that's the problem with WOSC. You know, their tournament, unlike the US stuff, this awesome major tournament, and you know, and the pricing is good, but obviously, you know, traveling from the US is rough. I haven't priced it out yet. I assume it's not going to be great, but I'm sure expecting that with a lot of time advance, it's going to be at least semi-reasonable. You know, it's doubly or potentially triply or quadruply important to me, because we might be getting, you know, 4 tickets if the whole family is going in the summer. But who knows? We'll see. And then Alexei, do you remember when Ivanchuk got robbed in Brazil? It was in the middle of winning. Yes. I have heard that story. I think someone mentioned that story in conjunction with this India player story, where all these Indian players were robbed in. Was it Sitges? I don't know where Sitges is. I think I want to say it's a little bit outside of Barcelona, but I don't remember. I had looked at the time because of the WSOC thing, but it's relatively far away, and apparently it's a nice area. It's just, I guess, this kind of crime is not uncommon. I don't know. I've never been to Europe. I've never been to Europe. I was gonna say outside of maybe a transfer on the way to Japan, but I don't even think that is the case, because I think we went through Seoul. I think we went through. Yeah. We always went the other way. We always went the other way around the world, over the Pacific. So let's see. Booked a flight. Get you a room and a flight, and I'll fly over. Yeah. Wasn't planning on it, but a couple people helped you out with it. Okay, that's awesome, Rico. That is awesome. That's awesome. Then definitely curious to hear Maple's encyclopedia entries when it's not text. Yeah, totally. Oh, he'll just be walking around with like a computer strapped, like one of those little shelves, just strapped. Won't even speak in English. Just be speaking in text with just links, just links pouring out of his fingers. There's nothing in Norway. Norway's a desert. We can't even get a WSL team. There was something at Oslo University, but nothing this winter. Well, there's chess. There's that chess pub. That chess pub, I think it's called the Knights Pub or Knights something, that I think some of the chess pros had either invested in or support. It looks so cool. I guess they don't play shogi there. When you meet Carol, ask for too late already solved it demonstration. Oh, I don't know what that is. So maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised. I'm trying to think of what that could mean. Too late already solved it demonstration. Is that like trying to race her with Tsume or something? All right, very cool. I mean, I imagine in an event like that, she's going to be swamped. So like, you know, I'll do my best to give everyone their, like, to a fault, I'll probably give everyone their space, where, you know, she's going to be one of the stars of the event. So it's like, you know, I don't want to, you know, take up any of their time. So you take you to a cabin we have in the Western Fjords. We can play shogi there while trying to not be bit by ticks. Ooh, ticks. Ooh. Not good. It was a joke she did on her streams where she'd bring up Tsume for chat to stuff. Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, I definitely don't want to. I don't want to challenge anyone to a Tsume race, let alone the only Western professional to ever live. Like, No, I'll pass. I mean, it'd be fun. It'd be fun, but like I'm under no delusions that I'd be able to do anything. I mean, I'm bad enough. I'm bad enough in, if any of you have played on Lichess, there's what's it called? Is it the race? It's like, oh gosh, what is it? It is a puzzle racer, where you race, where you do not you don't do tsume, you do shogi problems, and you by getting combos and getting multiple in a row streaks, you get ahead. So it shows racers. I wish I could watch one. I don't know if there's a way to I don't think there's a way to watch without playing, but the little cars go across the street. It's kind of like one of those old-timey horse race games where you have the red car going ahead and the green car will be following. I would love that. I would love that in Lee Shogi, but first we need Puzzle Storm or Tsume Storm. So anyway, I was saying I'm really bad at that in chess, even though I do tons of what they call Puzzle Storm, which is like a 3-minute. You do the same thing. You start at easy and you progressively get harder. It's the same thing as Mate Run in Shogi, except it's just done better because Lichess is a zillion times better than Shogi Quest. Let's just to show everyone here. You could see this.
0.
Where's the? Oh God. So now you're going to see how bad I am in chess. And you got that, and oh, sorry. Boy, this is a different pressure. I tell you, this is a different pressure than playing it locally. This is rough. Okay, let's get that, and where's my queen going? Where's my queen going? Where's my queen going? Okay, yeah, something a little tricky there. Okay, so that's going to be mate. No, it's not. But I get the rook. But so where's mate? Is there a mate? I'm not seeing it. There. Boy, I'm definitely missing it. I'm sorry. Yeah, this is way tougher when doing it on stream. Boy, so there's I mean, I'm just gonna make a move, but you'll see I am going to have been crushed. Oh, it was only so scroll up. I didn't even see. So here's let's see. Here are all the cars. So I scroll up here. Yeah, super fun. Hey, nice for out, chirp. Yeah, this is not a test stream. I was just showing this puzzle race, which I would love to have on Lee Shogi. But yeah, I finished almost in the in the last here. Some of these people are really good, and if you've ever seen like the professionals do this kind of stuff, it's mind blowing. It is absolutely mind blowing. The Ray Robson is the current probably king of the hill. I think he's won the Chess.com holds a tournament of this stuff every year. I think he's. Apologies if I'm wrong. I hate giving potentially incorrect information, but I think he's won at least 5 years in a row. It's obscene. It is literally obscene watching how fast he is. But anyway, I adore this. I love this. And so I do it I don't do the racer. I do just puzzle storm, which is that same thing, just without the racing, on Lee Chess a lot. And so that was actually the one request. That's one of the recent requests I've made relatively recent, like last year. I think I was sort of in the nicest possible way mini ranting about the Lee Shogi guys spending time on variants when I would like to see more like puzzle, like the Lee chess, like Puzzle Storm, Puzzle Streak. I think if I remember correctly, some of the rationale was that that on Lee Shogi we just don't have enough puzzles yet to really make it enough of a base so that you're not replaying the same puzzles over and over. I'm not sure if that's the case anymore. I bet it's not, because Lee Shogi has a zillion puzzles, especially you need a lot at the low levels. You need a lot of puzzles at the low levels to be able to round it out, because you start easy and get progressively harder. But like there are a zillion puzzles on Lee Shogi, and as far as I know, and this could definitely be wrong because I don't know if they have this hooked up, but like Lee chess, as games are played, it builds puzzles out of the games played. Because the analysis runs, and the analysis can look at can find puzzly kind of things. And Lee Shogi, I know, like a lot of these will say, this came from game Night Sparrow versus Ohio there, or whatever. And so like Lee Shogi may be getting more of these. So that is one of my only remaining wishes for Lee Shogi is Tsume Storm, to be able to do that, because for whatever reason I love it. And you all know that I play it on Shogi Quest. Despite the fact that they only let you play twice a day, and despite the fact that there are ads, and despite the fact that their UI isn't nice, and all these things, and I still play it just because I love that mode. It's just so fun. Yeah, I don't know if it makes me better, but like when I've played chess over the board, I have definitely quickly seen a lot of tactics. I have definitely like I think in chess, as it turns out, I'm pretty. It's a tactics game, and maybe this is like duh, everyone is, but like I seem to be extremely tactics heavy in chess, whereas other people are just kind of like they're playing a little slower, and I attribute a lot of it is just the fact that I've done way more puzzles in chess than I've played chess. I love chess geometry. I love chess puzzles. I love the chess software. I just Lee chess, and it's like these things make me love the game so much more. That's why it's so great to have Lee Shogi, and that's why I want more development in Shogi software, because like it enhances good software, enhances for me, and I think for other people, it enhances the love of the game and enjoyment of the actual game, whether you're playing over the board or online. Good software just makes it better. It just makes it better. Just like I think having more learning materials makes it better. Yeah. Boy, my voice is I'm starting to feel dry. I think I've been talking almost like breathlessly for the past at least hour. I don't know if that game lasted an hour, but it feels like I've been talking forever. It says, okay, and she says she'd always solve it instantly. I believe it. I mean, I can't even, for someone to not grow up playing shogi and to become a professional from the West. They're like I'm imagining it, and maybe this is wrong, but I'm imagining that her tactical ability must be so good, because I have to imagine that relative to other players, relative to other professional players or players like of her age that have been living, and breathing shogi since they were a child, I have to imagine her like strategic and sort of experiential level of shogi is relatively very low to theirs. So I'm imagining her tactics must be like especially since tactics is almost all we can learn in the West, unless we learn Japanese. It must be through the roof, like at savant level, or what's the prodigy kind of level. I'm imagining this is my imagining, not having actually watched her really play any games, and as I've talked to on previous streams, I don't want to go down that tangent. That's one of my disappointments, is that, like, I would love to see her play more. I would love to see her play more, climbing the rating ladder, speed runs, all the stuff that my chess heroes do. I would love my shogi heroes to do, kind of thing. So that would be, yeah. Anyway, puzzle. Yeah, Gabriel, you came in at the puzzle race. It's just showing people what it is that I'd love to have it in Lee Shogi. So at ISF, please remind me. I believe that's International Shogi Festival, but please remind me where that is set and what the context of that event is, if you will. While I talk here, at ISF, she saw me struggling really hard on Sume, and she only looked at it for a second before saying, "Isn't it this and this and this and this?" Yeah, exactly. Also, I'm curious. I'm curious. When she does that. And other shogi pros that you've met, or other shogi high level players, are they background? Chess players, when chess players are speaking, they are speaking in the language of chess notation. So if Fabiano Caruana is probably the prime example of this, where he seems, more than anyone that I've ever witnessed. There's actually some chess.com videos, I think, of him sort of someone talking all this notation in him, but like they speak and they see in chess notation, just like you or I speak English. They're speaking notation, and I wonder if Carolina does that as well. I wonder, because like the chess streamers I watch, I don't understand Japanese, but I understand Japanese notation. And I hear them occasionally say, kaku san or whatever. And, but not to the extent that chess players do, like chess streamers, chess professionals. And like to a fault, like as we've discussed, there are some chess streams that are no notation, so that they're a little more approachable to people. But otherwise, when you get two grandmasters together, it's almost more chess notation than it is English words. And I can't wait to go to this tournament to learn, like, all these little things that I want to hear, all these little things I want to learn about the shogi community. Like, are people just blabbing in shogi notation? So I'm curious if she does that, and how many other people do it. Up in the mountains is an option too. No ticks there. I would like it. Yeah. And then, okay, so now we're back to where I had seen, and there's Race Your Friends. Puzzles are the only way to interact with chess. The only way you interact. I love chess puzzles. I just love them. International Shogi Forum. International Shogi Forum, not festival. Okay. The one you went to is in Paris. Yes. Yeah. But these days, okay, so it's held in Japan. And she can talk in notation. Yeah, I think most really good shogi players can do that. Okay, it would make sense, because they must be. It's just so much faster. But I was just speculating in my mind that if they don't, maybe it's because, like Caruana, you could say, you just spit out 10, like. E4, Queen A5. You just spit out 15 lines of. You just spit out 15 moves of theory of what of Joseki. You spit these moves out, and immediately he knows. Like he's just talking. You're just talking to him. You're speaking, and he'll know. Oh, you have the option bishop b3 or queen d4, and this is going to lead to a line where, like, it's like I listened to the I witnessed these videos, and I witnessed these sort of exhibitions of it, and it's like, I mean, I already believe that there's sort of, there's a biological aspect to a lot of these things, but like, there are just people who are made for certain things. There are people whose brains are built and tailored through experience and through self programming and external programming. But like, I don't think that's something my brain would ever have been able to do. And it's just so mind blowing for me to watch them. And I was thinking that maybe Shogi, being 9x9 is, that doesn't sound like a lot of complexity, but 9x9 with the addition of the drops, I was thinking might make it such that a pro could not do some similar sort of parlor tricks where you just spit off, you spit off pawn 5-4, pawn 5-6, pawn 3-4, bishop. Like if you just spit these out, I'm thinking that I'm speculating that a shogi pro wouldn't be able to just keep that all in their mind. But then again, maybe they do. Maybe they do. I have no idea. So I'd love to learn. I'd love to learn if they do. Oh, Alexa, you say they can. Okay. Well, that's scary. I mean, that's scary. And yeah, so if I see someone ever do an exhibition of that, I think my mind will just melt. I think it will just melt. And these are the little side, like I call it parlor trick, the side tricks of the chess and shogi community that is just so fascinating to me. And blindfold chess. I assume people play blindfold shogi, but I don't know how they would. I don't know. I bigger board, all the drops. I don't know how someone would play blindfold shogi, but it would be so fun to watch. It would be so fun to watch. And Enrico, you're talking about blind shogi here. You used to play a lot of blind shogi on MSN Messenger. Oh wow. Going off on another tangent here, I've heard some people now this I believe is not at all a universally held position, but some chess teachers apparently believe that doing blindfold chess is a great technique for improving visualization, whole board vision, sort of planning. And I know that some chess people have said no, they don't believe that at all. But do you feel that helped you a lot? I just can't even imagine playing shogi blindfold. I'm not a good chess player, but I have played some games blindfold, and I think I could generally, to a certain point, sort of hold my own, as long as we're talking slowly and going slowly. It's not like a blitz game. I could sort of keep my head in there. I've done some blind go or one color. I've done one color go and had some fun games there. But like shogi, I don't know if I could. Yeah. The notation is difficult, Shogi-pan. It's not hard, but it's not super intuitive. I think with the sort of modified hosking that Rico has talked about, or that we've all sort of maybe independently come towards. Maybe I think it's much better. And the two times I have written notation over the board and done it, I had no trouble. Doing it. I didn't spend a bunch of time. I think it's just something you have to do. And you'll get better at it, and it'll be like second nature. I mean, I say that not like it's not second nature for me. I still struggle. And unlike in chess, so I've never streamed chess. Obviously, well, I just did. I guess I'm now a chess streamer. I streamed the Puzzle Racer. I've never streamed chess. I've never talked much chess to people except a few times over the board. And I know chess notation and can sort of converse and listen to chess notation far better than I can in shogi. And I've tried much harder in shogi. Oh, I might as well show it since it's a Lee Shogi day. If any of you haven't seen this, there's this excellent coordinate section. And I think my coordinates, I used to have it as Japanese, but I recently switched mine after the whole Rico blog about notation. I recently switched mine back to sort of a Western style. But you go through this, you just start training. And 30 seconds, it'll say 4-3. So you click it. 8-2, you click it. 5-3, click it. 7-8, and you go through here, and you do this. Great resource. I love this. I love this for learning. And what can I say? I'm like I said, I'm a boring nerd. I think this is so fun. And like, some people on the chess side say that learning notation makes you better. That one seems a little more like a stretch to me. That one seems like a little bit more of a stretch to me. But maybe in some ways it does. And it gives you better vision. And maybe I'm willing to believe. Oh, in case you didn't see, okay, so, well, not in case since you didn't see, in this learn in the coordinates, there is, on the right-hand side, so it shows the score, which is the number that I got correct, and then it shows the time. It's a 30-second time by default. You can pick, whichever side you'd like to train. I don't usually do random. I will typically do pick one or the other. Just to do it. I don't know why I'd want to do that. One thing that Lee Chess lets you do, and I don't think Lee Shogi does. No, so Lee Chess lets you do infinite time. So you basically just keep going. So what I'll do on Lee Chess, I'll say, like, all right, I'm going to sit here, I'm going to do 200 of these, and I'm going to finish so once I hit 200, I'm going to wait till I get H8. So I'll do, so it's a bit of a random ending for me. And sometimes, when the random gods are against me, I'm going up there. Like, I think I've gone as high as like 260 or so, where, I hit my 200 mark, and then it's not another 60 moves, or not another 60 random positions until they give me H8. But anyway, it sort of makes it fun for me. And so I'll just sit there on the couch, like, while I've got, there's we'll be watching TV, and I'll have it either on my phone or on the computer, and, I'll be listening to the show and just be doing chess notation, E4, D4, just blasting through it. And when you don't have, when there's no time aspect to it, it's really, I think it's better. I think it's better for learning, and I think it's more fun. Like, this 30-second, this lets me track my timings. Like, here, average score of Gote is 22.25, average score of Sente 18.6, or whatever this is. It's nice to be able to track that, but I don't care so much about tracking it. I care about learning it and getting better and having fun. So the infinite thing would be awesome. So as I said, the thing I was requesting was Tsume Storm. I guess now I have a second request, would be to have infinite mode for coordinates, because I love this stuff. And I want to be good. I actively want to be good at it. I would love to be a better streamer, of being able to say, I try, but it's still not fluent for me to say, bishop 3-3, moving out there, eyeing bishop 1-5, or eyeing the pawn on 1-5, or whatever, that kind of stuff. I would love to. So anyway, if you haven't done that, you gotta try it. Gotta try it. Lee Shogi has a ton of great resources. Their basics are also. I don't know who did. It wouldn't surprise me if the person who did it is in chat now. But like, it's awesome. The basics. All the learning materials here are fantastic, and the what's it called? I've gone through it all. I assume I reset my progress, or maybe this progress is stored in cookies locally. I don't know. I've gone through this all, and it's all really good. And studies. I mean, what else can I add to the ravings about studies? Studies are one of Lee Chess's best features. They're one of Lee Shogi's best features. So good, so good. John Bartholomew, I know he's a chess international master who streams and makes YouTube videos and teaches, and he uses Lee Chess studies for his students. It's so good, so good. And for the most part, on a lot of these streams, I will try to make a study of the games, because I review not all, but I review many of my games. Like the 10-second ones, the 10-second games I was getting pretty slack on. So I was only doing the ones that were sort of mildly interesting from a shogi perspective. But like, I think I'll be doing more. The 10 minute the 10 minute is slow enough that I can at least think through my moves. And I think they're eminently reviewable, as Todovsky proved with again, I mentioned it in the lead into this stream. He reviewed the games from last night, and it's incredible. It's I've only watched the first three. And like I said, it was so good. It was so good that by the third game, I brought out got the pieces out and started playing along with the review over the board, going over variations that I wanted to explore, because he brought up so many good points. And those games that I had thought were interesting to begin with, like I had thought those games were interesting, just he brought out points of interest that I didn't even consider, that made it even more interesting. And especially anything against third file, because as I've overly talked about this, that going against third file is my most comfortable position, because I play multiple games every week over the board on it, and so it's like it's the most important line for me to playing against third file is the most important line for me to go against, and so I feel pretty good in it. And as a result, it's paid some dividends, like that against that 3-dan player from the SF Shogi Club. The past two games I've played against him, I had I had advantageous positions well into late middle game, I think at least, and it's all because I really like that matchup of I've now, as Gote, gone either to opposing or static versus central. I like all three matchups, but I really enjoy opposing. I really enjoy static against it now, because both I seem to get more attacks than I do with central against third file. So I don't know how I got talking about third file, but yeah, I could. Yeah, Shogi. God, I love talking about Shogi so much that I could I'll just apologies. I just keep going. I just keep going on any random tangent that starts. Say, it's really weird. You have aphantasia, so you have no visual imagination, which makes calculation tricky. What does that mean? What? I'm not familiar with aphantasia. As I've said before, I am very hesitant to bring up random pages on the internet while I'm streaming. I'm terrified of this, but I'm going to take the risk here. If you have aphantasia, you may be unable to visualize any type of. Oh, no mind's eye. Okay, so there's a test. I'm going to take this test later. This is fascinating. The brain in not to go and get another tangent now, this time that is not shogi related, but the brain, the subject, I am the as I've said before, I'm a programmer. I'm not a physician. I am not in the medical field. But the brain is one of those subjects that I can read about and I can learn about, and I am fascinated with just how the brain learns, how the brain works, why, how you can trick your brain, how there's just like shogi, is an inexhaustible just fountain of things to learn. Like you could study shogi for your entire life and not learn it all. I feel like the brain is that, and maybe even more. It's incredible. So these kind of things, I will eat this up. So thinking about how this relates to shogi, how in the world? So example from Thursday night's game. So Thursday night's game, as I've mentioned earlier on the stream, I sacrificed my dragon for or rook, I guess, for a pawn, reading that I had a mate in 5. But the reason the mate in 5 didn't actually work was because the silver, which captured my sacrificed bishop, once it captured the bishop, now was in position to capture the drop that would have been the third move in the mate in 5. So that lack of reading stemmed from, I believe, me not visualize. I didn't have a visual sense of the position after the sacrifice. So I was envisioning the board pre-sacrifice, but not envisioning the full mate after the after the sacrifice was taken. So it's one of those where it's like, that seems to me to be like a vision thing, like a imagination or being able to visualize the board at each step of the way. So if aphantasia means you can't do that, how do you play shogi? How do you play shogi at a high level if you can't do that? Because that would be, the most important aspect of shogi is endgame. I mean, most people, I think, will say that. I'm saying it not from an authoritative perspective. I'm saying it more as a parrot repeating what other better players have said. So endgame is the most important thing, and if you can't visualize, how do you play this game? How do you play this game? And I'll read through the chat as okay. Better switch to Iroha. No, I don't know Iroha. I'll have to look at that. I think the guy who made Draw a Box has aphantasia. What is Draw a Box? Draw a box. Notation alienates you when you watch chess creators. I can understand that, and that's so that's where the really good streamers and commentators they find that really nice balance. And as I've discussed in the past, Chess 24 for the Magnus Carlsen Chess Tour, previously called the Meltwater Chess Tour, previously called, now it's the Chess.com. I don't know if it's the Speed Chess. I don't know what it is. But anyway, there was a stream there. One of the things they came out and did was they had a grandmaster together with an international master, together with she's a sports commentator, reporter, host. So it was these three somewhat different commentators, all tremendous at what they do. So they had this balance, and one of the things that they didn't do was any chess notation. So that tournament, they had this stream, and they had a second stream. This was Chess 24, back when Chess 24 was a thing. Chess 24 had that stream, and they had I think they called it the GM, or the Grandmaster stream, where they had a couple Grandmasters rattling off lines to each other. So, if you're super hardcore into the lines, into following that, you could follow that. But, most people watched the mainstream. I watched the main, I can listen to the chess notation, but I chose to listen to Akaya and David and Little Hat. Oh my God, she's tremendous. I can't believe I can't remember her name now. I'm so bad with names, and it's so embarrassing. But oh my gosh, it hurts because she's so good. She's one of my favorite commentators. Anyway, can't remember her name. And so the three of them together, like they said, shift the rook over to the left 2 squares. It's like awesome stream. That one did way better than the Grandmaster stream, and it shows that people will watch this stuff. Tons of people will come out for chess. And so anyway, yeah. Let's see. What? Oh, so let's get. Yeah, sorry, I went on another tangent. Let's get back to get back to aphantasia. Notation alien. Yes, I'm doing well to remember points other players taught me. Well, whatever it is, like I don't know if it's your. I was going to say natural, but I'll just assume it's because of experience and because of hard work. All the stuff you've been doing chess now, because like you said, you were thinking of doing chess coaching, and as I mentioned in that comment, if you're as good doing chess as you are doing shogi, then there would be some very fortunate, I think, people to learn chess, because those reviews, this is the second one, at least the second one that I'm aware of. This is the second one you've done of a couple of my games, and I'm just blown away. I'm just blown away, and it's interesting to me that people say to review your own games, and I do, obviously, but I feel that this combination of you reviewing the games and me not just consuming your review, sort of me reviewing alongside this review, me reviewing alongside your review, is this, and we'll, there's no way to like empirically or there's no way to objectively say this will make me better and here's how it made me better, but I cannot help but believe that will make that's the fast path, I think, to getting better, because like already that mate, I am confident in saying that mate in this game that I made at the end of the game, I would not have seen had I not reviewed my game from that game last night with your review, playing along, and like that, who knows how much it's going to affect long-term results or whatever, but like that is one win that I simply would not have made. That's one win that I would not have made. That's like it's a psychological impact too, because like I'm going to come off stream feeling pretty good. Yeah, next time I play Shogi Wars, it's going to kick me in the butt and make me feel like a complete and utter fool again. But like I'm going to come out of this stream, even if I play other games and lose them, I'm going to come out of this stream feeling pretty darn good that I made that mating attack. And it's because of that. And like little things like that, I believe little things like that are the things that sort of fuel the passion for further learning, fuel the passion for further playing. And it's just this like snowball effect, I believe. We'll see. I'm on stream 40 now. Maybe next year after stream 400, I'm still going to be 3Q Shogi Wars. I'm still going to be freaking out every time I time out. I'm still going to be 13Q on Shogi Club 24, and all this speculation of improvement is going to be like almost objectively proven wrong. It's just going to be like, yeah, you're old. Your brain has calcified and you can't learn anything anymore. So maybe that's what's going to actually happen. But I believe that there will be improvement. We'll see. We'll see. All right, let's get back to aphantasia. So if I tell you to imagine an apple, what color is it? Yeah, can you turn it around in your head? I can't at all. You see nothing in your head. What in the world? That is, yeah. You know, as someone, I guess it's a matter of growing with it or without it. But like, I'm having trouble conceiving of how someone gets through the process of everyday life as constructed in this society of people who do not have aphantasia. I'm trying to think how people with this go about their business and excel. And that's it's God, the brain is so I can't wait to read more about this. But I still don't know how you're so good in shogi if you can't do that. I mean, it seems like it seems impossible almost to me to be good in shogi. I mean, to be good, let alone like your level without this. How do you, maybe you'll probably have responded because I've been rambling on 7 different tangents in the meantime. You had difficult. Okay, so Dosky is saying you had difficulty understanding this until you saw Carl Sagan 42 play Mario Maker. I'm assuming it's not the real Carl Sagan, but yeah. So someone playing Mario Maker and struggle with spatial reasoning. Oh wow. Maybe I'll look. I'm going to make a mental note of that and look for that because my kids loved Mario Maker. I didn't play it so much because I'm not so creative. I'm not so creative in that way. My levels are always terrible. And I'd rather be playing more than creating those levels. So I haven't seen as much, but I'm going to check that out. I think that's also like a working memory skill. Okay, I'm going to go off on another tangent. Totally unrelated to this conversation. I saw a YouTube video was recommended to me on Wednesday or Thursday about this person from history. I don't know if he's still alive, but I'll say bloke just to show how sophisticated a British speaker I am. So this bloke over in England lost his short-term memory. So he has 7 seconds. So it's like that movie. It's even worse than the movie Memento. Recommended if everyone I'm sure has seen it. I think it's a Christopher Nolan movie, but yeah. 7 seconds of memory. He was a professional musician, I believe he was a conductor of some stature. And on stream I saw Alexei saying, "Oh cool, you're bilingual." Exactly. Yes, I speak English and British. Yeah, he can play music like beautifully. He can play, but he doesn't know what happened 7 seconds ago. He remembers his wife. He remembers his his wife, but like they have to live apart. Like he was. I don't know how long ago this was. Anyway, fascinating thing. If you're ever thinking about this stuff, it's called like 7. I think the YouTube video is like 7-second memory. It's a documentary on this particular person, and it's just like I said, the brain is just something you can continue to learn about and read about and just for lack of a better word, enjoy forever and never get bored. Precio, I practiced. I can't do it now. I literally practiced pronouncing your name off stream so that when you came on, I could say your name. The Praesiodimium spike. Praesiodimium spike. The thing is like a working memory. Oh, so that's how I got into the talk of memory. And then Shogi-ban, imagining visual and spatial things is super vague for you, and it's hard to activate sometimes, but it's still there. You don't really visualize in shogi, but you imagine the concept of peace. Wait, Shogi-pan, so do you also does this also describe you? Like, I don't know what the word would be. Are you aphantasic? I don't know what the adjective would be. But is that something that you also would characterize your brain? And so it's really weird. You have a touch memory. I have to imagine placing the pieces with my hands. Huh. It's really weird. Okay, I just read that. I scrolled and then started reading the same thing. So when you're doing tsume, you can basically feel your hands moving to move the pieces around. Wow. Continuing the tangent of the brain, how the brain works around these things. Mind-blowing. And then, the praesiodimium spikes, that's really interesting. I wonder if that could be helpful for people in general. Yeah, well, I think that as we've talked on the stream, let me get back to Shogi, the Shogi board anyway, so that it at least looks like I'm a Shogi streamer here. There's someone was saying, why is that not lined up? So someone was saying that I don't know if it was in Art of Shogi, and or if it was in Habu's words, or if I just read it on Discord, but someone was saying that to improve at Shogi, you have to touch the pieces. Maybe that was you, Alexei. Maybe that was you. Maybe I'm confusing you with Habu. I don't remember. And apologies if I don't remember. My brain is like I said, it's calcifying. But I wonder, like, when I first heard it, I sort of knee-jerk poo-pooed it a bit in my head, thinking, that's something a shogi player would say to kind of sound mystical. But like, after that knee-jerk reaction, I started thinking, I bet there is something to it. Because I know how my chess has improved by playing over the board versus those first few times when I tried to play over the board. And did I read the article that you wrote? I think my memory, I've read some articles that you've written, but I don't know if I read that one. So long story short, I am now in camp believing that is a very real thing. I am in the camp of believing that playing the pieces is a very real thing. And I mean, like I said, I was reviewing along with Todovsky's video over the board today, because I do believe it helps. And I do like the in some cases, software is so much easier to manipulate and reset state and whatnot. But in other ways, the Shogi, the actual board is very easy to kind of play around with and move the, and situate so that you can change like I can create a position much easier on the board than I can with the Lee Shogi edit tools, if that makes sense. So I'm a believer in that, and I guess it's interesting to see that that approach is paying dividends for someone with this situation who cannot visualize. So you remember Joseki, but you have no idea how it actually works. It just emerges from the ether. Well, I'm not sure what you mean by that, because I guess I know some Joseki and I know my lines, but I don't know a lot of the fundamental positioning and logic behind them. I know why they work. I know sometimes a little why they work, but like I don't know sometimes why 7 moves down the line. It's better that this bishop would be on 3-3 rather than 2-2 kind of thing. So I don't know if that's what you mean, but Todovsky, you say, if you can read chess books without diagrams, without using a board, you may be able to follow title players talking in notation. Yeah, so that's a skill I've tried to develop. Because as we've talked ad nauseum about, like, I love the educational aspect. I love learning. I love that, part of the things I love about chess and shogi and all this stuff is that there's this educational component where I could just study, to a fault. I think sometimes it impacts I think in the past it has impacted my skill because I've been studying more than I've been playing. And I think that I believe, and I know some chess players have said the same, but I believe that it's sort of a trap. It's I want to say beginner or intermediate trap to study so much that you don't play. And then when you actually play, like, the studying doesn't help. So like it's weird. It's weird. And in my mind, I don't classify Tsume as studying. Maybe I should, but when I'm talking about studying, I'm talking about like reading books and not actively doing problems. So I actively worked to try to build up to the point where I could follow a chess book partially without always having to go back to the diagram. Because some of these chess books, like I'm trying to think of one. I can't think of one off the top of my head, but basically, let's say a book like Habu's Words, where it plays off a bunch of moves and then shows a diagram, and then plays off a bunch of moves and then draws a diagram. In the chess books, I would love to be able to do that without having to have a board. I'm not there. I'm improved, but I'm not there yet. For shogi, I'm definitely not there. My shogi visualization is way worse than my chess. And so, like, to do Habu's Words, I have to have the book next to me while I'm at the board making the moves. But I still can basically follow the chess until they start going too deep into the notation. I can follow the chess commentary with their notation usage and follow it and enjoy it. I like it. And then Drawbox is a course about the most basic drawing fundamentals and drawing from imagination. It involves a lot of grinding by drawing forms, hexagrams, lines. It wasn't for you. Oh, fascinating. That's another thing. Yeah, I am not an art. I used to draw a lot when I was younger, and I mean I wasn't terrible, but like I can't remember what the things I learned from the kid. There's a kids section where they would show you basically all these different cool things. You'd build this incredible stuff by like draw a circle. Okay, now draw an ellipsis in the middle, and now draw an ellipsis over here. And soon enough, you're building this incredible thing that as a kid, especially, like you would never know. I can't remember the artist or the artist / educator who made those books. I'd be in the library taking every single one of those out. And then, okay, so you say, and then, so I think I missed some. Okay, yeah, okay. So Todovsky said, you've routinely submitted your games for others to review in order to hear others' insights. I'm sold. I am sold on this method. I am sold on this method. And I guess now, whereas before when I'm hearing chess podcasts and I hear about people saying they give their games to their coach and the coach reviews and then they do it together, I was always sort of a little dubious as to the value of that. But now I think I'm a little more sold. I think I'm a little more sold. It's only 2 experiences with it, but already I'm kind of, I'm yeah. It makes sense. And then Parasio Spike says it's fine if you just call me Spike. Well, I mean, now that I've put in this effort to learn how to say it, or at least according to how the internet says to pronounce this, I'm going to keep going. And then, okay, so it might have been with Alexei. It might have been the thread from that. Okay, you didn't say it, but Muse thought you did. Okay, you're talking about the advantage of fit. Okay, so that's almost certainly where I got it from. And Just like with the reviewing thing, I'm now sort of sold on this idea. I've bought into it, and I'm pretty sure that, at least for me, yeah, like, I'm everything, any opinion that I say is always prefixed with A, I'm an idiot. Two, for me. Obviously everyone's brains are different. Everyone's brains are subtly different or majorly different, and everyone's approaches are different. And there are many ways. There are many ways to achieve. There are many ways to achieve your goals, and but also, so anything I say is for me, with my limited primitive caveman sensibilities. These things seem to be realities and truth for me. Yeah. And then, Rico, you just mean you don't know how you can memorize them. And I'm still just not. I'm still just not getting how you can be so achieve that level without that. It must be some really interesting adaptations that the brain is making. Like you said, the feeling that the hands making the move or whatever. Fascinating. And Shogipan, I don't know. I don't think I would say I have annotated. Okay, since it's not completely blank, it's just vague, hard to focus on. There's color. I don't know if there's color or not. I don't know even if it's visual. Feels a little visual. Feels more spatial. Okay, if you're imagining a red stuccoed roof tile being in front of me, you can kind of imagine the concept of it being in space, the texture of it, its form in 3D space, the fact that it's red, without necessarily seeing red. Okay. Very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah. As I'm reading that, I'm also visualizing what you're saying. And I think, so I guess as most people would, I am able to, at least in my mind, I think I'm seeing that red tile with its texture. And, so maybe I don't have to take this test, though I'm going to, if only for interest's sake. And, that is very, very interesting. It was long. It was long. Yeah, it was long. And in this new layout, as I mentioned in the lead up, I've switched over to 16:9 from 16:10 because 16:9 seems to be a happier place for YouTube, at least YouTube mobile. So, my display that I've been streaming on has been a 16:10 aspect ratio. And so I spent 2.5 or more hours this morning, sort of painstakingly rebuilding all these layouts for the 4 or 5 different sites I use in the 16:9 ratio. And so this is going to be 16:9. I don't know why I just mentioned it. So anyway, the Lee Shogi one, the Lee Shogi scene is the one that has I have a Lee Shogi. I have what I'm calling Lee Shogi sort of full, which shows the whole Lee Shogi, gives the full promotion of Lee Shogi, and then Lee Shogi game, which is this, which sort of focuses on the full board. And my intent was that I'd sort of more often live in this mode, when playing on Lee Shogi, but I don't know. I don't know. But either way, the text for the full that little chat window is the smallest of any of my layouts here. So your text isn't gonna. I don't. It'll be interesting to see later on in the stream. I'm not sure if it will fit in that view. And then you'll take the test too. It sounds interesting, fun. Yeah, totally. Oh my goodness. I just saw the clock. I haven't been looking. I've just been talking. I just saw the clock. It's 2:58 p.m. and I've been going for 2 hours and 48 minutes here. One game only, and I don't think that game took an hour. So somehow this is another one of those streams where where later on I upload it to I go upload it to YouTube, and it's like, why is this file so large? Why is this file so large? I only played 3 games. Why is this file so large? And then I watch it back the next day, and I watch it back the next day on YouTube, and I see I get through the 3 games, and I see the the video progress isn't even halfway there. I'm like, what just happened? What we just talked for we just talked for like hours, and then it just goes by. I am in a constant state of being apologetic for people who are coming to the stream or coming to the video later on YouTube and being like, where's the shogi? I wanted to watch some shogi. I get that. Believe me, I get that. Sometimes I just want to come out, get a video, and watch a bunch of shogi, and here you have this blowhard just like rambling about every single subject ever. And so you can't let your newly fixed sleep schedule slip. Great stream. Thanks so much for coming by. Good luck with your sleep. Good luck with your shogi. Enjoy Norway. Stay away from the ticks. Have a great night. Thank you so much for coming out. And I look forward to talking to you soon, and hope to see you in August. That's all. That's exciting. That's very exciting. So I am going to come out of this stream like super jazzed up. What we are, our plan here, Chinese New Year, I was going to say, I don't know if you saw my wife go out. No, you didn't see her. You might have seen me wave to her as she was going out. She's going to go, it's like 10 minutes away. She's going to go pick up my daughter and some food for Chinese New Year. So I don't have that much time left, and I don't think I have enough time to get a good game in here on Lee Shogi. So I'm sort of in an uncertain state of what to do. I want to play. This was not enough. Like I said in the lead up to the stream, I was even more than you so as I may have said, if this is repeated, I apologize. I'm not sure if I've said it, but I come into these streams so excited to play shogi, it's absurd. And I don't know if I'm doing a sales job on myself, or if it's just I'm actually feeling it, or some combination of the two. But the closer I get to the time where I'm going to be doing the stream, I am super excited, and I cannot wait to play the games. Then if it's a Shogi Wars stream, that excitement ends pretty quickly, and I get thrown into the pit of despair, and I'm just you're trying to claw my way out. But prior to the stream, I'm thinking oh, today's going to be a great stream. I'm going to win. I was playing so well yesterday. I'm going to win 5 games in a row. I wonder if I'll be able to get to 2Q today. I'm absurd. I'm anyone that actually knows me will tell you that I am not I'm not a glasses half full kind of person. I'm not the perennial optimist. But when it comes to these streams, I'm I don't know what is coming over me. I'm thinking I'm going to take over the world. On stream, I'm going to win every game. I'm going to become, I'm going to level up. And it never happens. It never happens. Yet, every time I think I'm going to. So it's really weird. So I came jazzed, super, super excited today, because that stream put me in this ridiculous mood. That Todovsky's review, and my reviewing along with it, put me in an absurd mood where I thought I was just going to take over the world. And I was so excited also about this idea of trying Fischer. I've had that for a few days in the back of my mind as a thing to try, and so it's here, and I've only played, and all told, I'm going to end up playing 1 game today, and then eating a eating a massive dinner of, of all sorts of different Chinese food, and and then just like probably like falling asleep dead afterwards, like a Thanksgiving turkey coma. But yeah, so I wonder if I'm going to be able to do one tonight. Because I think I want to play more. I want to play more, especially since tomorrow morning. I'm going to be playing over the board. I really want to. I want to train a bit. Although I don't. Boy, I don't know. Show you fine. So you're reading on it, and apparently some people only have it with closed eyes. Your already vague pictures become even vaguer or even gone when your eyes are closed, unless you're dreaming. All right, sorry. All right, good night. Good night. Yeah, I wonder if pie chess does. I don't know if pie chess appeals to my aesthetic sensibilities as much as like Lee Shogi does. But I'll have to try it. I haven't been there in a long time. I thought pie chess used the that sort of international chessy sort of shogi set, which I do not like. I do, all respect and appreciation to the person who makes or the people who make those types of sets. All respect in the world, because I am not an artist and I'm not good at this stuff. But I don't like them. I don't enjoy those sets that try to put like bishops or actual like the bishop mitre or the horse on a knight. Those don't resonate with me for whatever reason. They just don't. And I seem to remember pie chess being that. I don't know if that's changed. And then Prezio de Spike says pie chess does not have Fischer for Legion. Oh, interesting. But you can change a piece set. It only has one Byoyomi and only one Fischer for non. Oh, so the thing I wanted to try. I have not gotten my fill of Fischer. So I don't know when the next stream will be where I'm going to try to stay exclusively on Lee Shogi, because I know Shogi Club 24 is calling my name. But I think I'm going to stick with Fischer and continue this experiment of what I think of as I'm trying to find that happy ground of what is sort of a 1560 equivalency using a time control that is not Byoyomi, that allows like that avoids those pitfalls, what we sort of call the pitfalls of Byoyomi, where you're incented to use the full time even if you don't need to, like that. Like I do think that prolongs some games more than it should. I don't think it's a big problem in the end, but just that idea kind of in my head, along with this knowledge that the American Go Association and some Korean Go, Baduk Association is changed. They're both switching to Fischer, and Abima has been using Fischer. I thought I'd try it, and then my next plan would be to do that fast 2 time control, that Byoyomi, but only 30-second, but with a big time bank, with a larger than 1 minute time bank. So you always get your Byoyomi, and you don't dip into the time bank until you go past 30 seconds. I love that on Shogi Club 24. If it was like if it wasn't 1 minute time bank, if it was like 2 or 3 minutes time bank, I think it would be even. I think that would be my main time control. If it was even 3 minutes, I would like to try it 5 minutes. But I think Bronstein is interesting as well. But I don't think clocks. I think it's a little more confusing to people. Like I think I think Bronstein is just confusing enough to turn people off. But I say that without much experience in trying to convert people to Bronstein. I don't know what it is. Yeah, it's like Byoyomi in reverse, except your time does get your main time counts down, and then after the move, that whatever you used, minus the Byo-Yomi gets added back. It's like it's a weird. I think it's a weird thing to for some people to put in their head. So yeah. Yeah, I would think that I would like it more. I would think I like it more than Byo-Yomi, but I still think it's more confusing than Byo-Yomi, which is a downside. And I think there's not much chess clock support for it. Like there's not much shogi clock support for it. So the I know the granddaddy of them that I don't remember, the DJT30 or whatever, the blue Casio Meijin Sen clock that talks, that one has Fischer time, it has Byo-Yomi, it has absolute time. I don't think it has any Bronstein. I don't think it has delay either, but I'll have to look. But yeah, so. Well, Bronstein is slightly different than short 2, right? Delay, like US delay is like short 2. But Bronstein is the same thing, except that the implementation is different. It's like if you have a time bank, so let's say you're playing Bronstein delay 30 in a main time of 1 minute. When the clock starts, I think this is just playing around with Bronstein on my like DGT clocks. It ticks down your main time. So you go from 2 minutes, let's say you take 25 seconds on your move. You go down from 2 minutes, it goes down to say, so after 25 seconds, it's 1 minute and 35 seconds on your main time. You press the paddle or plunger or whatever, you press the button, and Bronstein will add back 25 seconds. So you'll get back to 2 minutes, but it's after the fact. Oh, so I'm not correct. Okay, so I must be confusing it with something else. Major apologies. I was pretty sure that is well, if you make it within the Bronstein seconds, you don't lose anything. But I think the clock shows it that way, right? Like it's the actual implementation is, I think, on the clock, like the clock ticks down your main time and then gives you back the time you spent up to the Bronstein time. So it's like a slight different thing where, like my DGT 2500 with US delay, it ticks a delay. Like if my main clock is 2 minutes, there's a ticker in the middle that shows the delay. It shows the delay counting from 30 seconds. If I'm playing 30-second delay, 2 minute main time, I think my DGT 2500 shows like a delay in the middle ticking down, like from 30 down to 0. And the main time remains 2. But I think in Bronstein, my main time clicks down. It shows the main time ticking down from 2 minutes to 1:35, and then I press the button and it goes back to 2 minutes. It'll add back the 25 seconds. Which I mean, in the end, it's the same exact thing. It's the same exact thing. The only difference is that, like, I think people, for whatever reason, seem to psychologically, and this is small sample size, but they seem to be confused. They seem to have a harder time, in my experience, like understanding that. But I could be confusing it with another one. So as always, take everything I say with a grain of salt and just assume that I'm wrong. But I thought that was the main thing. But either way, Bronstein or US delay, both delay systems, I like. I think theoretically I like more than Byo-Yomi. But that was part of this exercise, is that I want to actually try them and use them and see, like, just prove to myself, yes, I do like this more than Byo-Yomi. And it'll be interesting. But like I said, Lee Shogi, surprisingly to me, does not have the ability to set any form of delay. Let's take a look. Let's take a look again here. Create a game. So this is all I saw. So increment. There's no choice of increment style. It's just Fischer. And as I said at the lead up to the introduction, it's interesting to me that Fischer is a chess player, but in the chess world we call Fischer time. We call it increment. But in the non-chess world, they call it Fischer. So it's just sort of funny. I laugh at stupid things. Yeah. So this is surprising. I'm curious. Let me go to Lichess. Create a game. Oh, so Lichess also doesn't allow a delay or Bronstein. Interesting. Lichess is also just Fischer. Just increment time. Look at this. Look at this blitz rating. You think I'm bad? I mean, no one says it because you're all too nice. But I know you're thinking it. You think I'm bad playing Shogi blitz. You ought to see me playing chess blitz. This is disgusting. I mean, I don't play much. I don't play much on Lichess or chess.com or anything like that. So my online ratings are nowhere really resembling anything real. But you don't see it. Okay, well, it's good that you don't see it. It's good. Wait, no, I'm gonna pretend I don't see it. I'll edit this later. I don't see that. No, okay. So since I said it, I'll scroll. Oh, it won't let me scroll up. I'll use that. It actually, like, no joke, it is not letting me scroll this up, so I can't show you. It's 1166 in Blitz. But yeah, I don't play much Blitz, and I don't play much chess online. Even more than Shogi. I much prefer playing chess over the board than online. I don't know what it is. I like playing chess online, don't get me wrong, but I like playing over the board that much more. Yeah. So anyway, boy, it has been a lot of chatting. My voice, I am very dry, and I hope for the people who've hung out. It hasn't been just a complete waste of time, because like I said, I only got the one game in, and just speaking selfishly for me, I've had a blast with this discussion. Like all these points are so interesting to me that I fear, as we're talking about it, I mean honestly, I think I will have to make a conscious effort and maybe apologize in advance to people before we meet at any of these tournaments. So like, so let's say let's assume I'm going to the Los Angeles tournament. Now that I know Rico is already has tickets. So let's assume I'm going. I will probably apologize in advance. Like, I don't want to spend the entire weekend talking about, as fun as talking about Shogi is. I want to play. I definitely want to play. I want to play, and I want to play a lot. So maybe we could talk while we're playing, but like like this session here, this is over. This is going to turn out to be over 2 hours of just chatting. This is like, I should have switched the category to just chatting, because that is all that we've been doing for the past 2+ hours. And I fear that if someone gets me going, in person, then I'm never going to stop. And then like we're gonna be talking through the night, through the weekend about Shogi, and it'll be time to go home, and I'll be like, wait a minute, I barely played any I barely played any games. I played my 4 games. I played my 4 games in the main tournament. I paid my $200. I played my 4 games against 5 Dan players, got crushed in all of them. And, outside of that 1 hour that I was playing Shogi, all I was doing was talking. So, I definitely want to avoid that. And I want to avoid trapping people in my vortex of talking, because I don't want anyone to feel like they want to be playing, but they can't, they can't interrupt all my rambling. It's a major fear of mine. But yeah. Anyway, I am going to go grab some water. I'm going to close up. I don't think I can get a decent game in here. And I realized as I was talking last time about how I don't have time to play another game, I was thinking, maybe I could play Grandpa Bot over at Shogi Quest again, to get some quick 2-minute blitz games in. But of all, I didn't. I said I spent like 2.5 hours redoing my scenes for the 16:9 aspect ratio, but I actually didn't do my Shogi Quest scene for it. So I knew I didn't, but after 2.5 hours of doing it, I thought, I'm not going to be doing Shogi Quest today. I won't be doing Shogi Quest for a while, so I can push that off. And sure enough, here it is. I want to do a Shogi Quest game. But anyway, all good intentions, or the road is something about the road, and something about being paved, and something about intentions and good intentions. So anyway, it's been a blast. I apologize that I only had the one game. At least it was for me anyway, a mildly interesting game. And I liked that Fischer control. I can't wait to play again. This has been so fun. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. Exactly. And thank you. Like I said, my memory is not fantastic, and I hope it's not going to impact my ability to improve, completely. And someday I'll be able to improve. But yeah. Anyway, yeah. It has been like, without exaggeration, I say this every time, but like without exaggeration, it has been a sheer joy, just to be chatting, with you all, and exchanging ideas, and talking about the game, and just the support that the Todovsky's review, Alexei has done reviews. I don't want to just start going through names, because I'm gonna leave someone off. So I apologize that I started down that path of giving names, without going through. But the people have been supportive. The stuff on the side, like the stuff, the YouTube viewers out there who don't come on stream, or maybe you lurk on stream, I don't know, but the YouTube viewers who have been messaging me on the side, who you are, so helpful and supportive. And I just can't believe it. And the fact that this is the 40th stream, I'm stuttering here. I don't have words. Like I never thought that this would be so fun, and people would be so cool and so helpful, and it'd be so rewarding that, like I said, I start looking forward to these streams before I start them, and I'm so excited for them. I'm so excited for them until the reality of Shogi Wars and my inability and my incompetence, brings me back to earth. But like, it's great. So, I'm gonna, probably in, 10, 15 minutes, I'll be having some of this, celebrating the Chinese New Year with some huge meal, finishing up with some ice cream. I did go out and get ice cream last night. They didn't have chocolate chip. I think that I bet they lost it all due to the power outage. And I got some chocolate peanut butter, which is great, but some mint chocolate chip, which I got it because I wanted chocolate chip, but the mint chocolate chip wasn't as good because the chocolate chips were different, and yada da da da. I'm rambling about ice cream, but I still have ice cream. And I think I'm just going to continue watching Todovsky's review of those other games. And I remembered on stream that I really enjoy doing those coordinates. So I'm going to be practicing coordinates as well. in preparing for tomorrow's epic over the board East Bay Shogi games, which I look forward to so much. And hopefully the weather holds up. I think it will. I don't think the Super Bowl is going to get in the way. I don't think football traffic is going to get in the way. Hopefully it's just going to be all smooth sailing. But anyway, thank you again. I'm continuing to ramble. I appreciate it. And I will see you soon. Thank you. So fun. My Menjo certificate didn't arrive. So that too, my Menjo certificate has not arrived yet. Whatever that mystery package is has still not arrived at our door. So maybe it's the Menjo certificate, maybe it's not. I will open that on stream whenever, whenever I get it, the next stream, I will be opening it on stream and I'll put it up or whatever, who knows, we'll see. But again, thank you. I will see you soon. Good luck with all your Shogi games. Good luck with all your Shogi training. Enjoy the game. Enjoy this great game. And thanks again. Take care. Bye.